Hello, everyone. We're going to be trying something a little different today. This might be a dumb idea. I don't know. I watched Doug, another creator, do this with Pajama Sam, and I thought about doing it with Pajama Sam, but he already did that. So I want to do Spy Fox dry cereal, which is going to be, I think, a little more difficult because there's a lot more to this game. Pajama Sam's a pretty straightforward go here, do this. We've got different gadgets to get. This might not go as well as his did, and I don't have. Also, he has a lot of experience, and he wrote code to have Chat GPT talk back to you, and I'm going to have to jump around a lot to make this work. So it could be a very rough stream. I just wanted to try this and experiment with it. I did get premium, whatever the $20 plan is, Chat GPT, because there are a few other things I'd like to try and experiment with it. But this is either going to go really good or really bad. This is a game I know. Oh, why are you? Okay, we're live. Okay. I want to get, because that doesn't always show me chat. Phone. Audio's okay. Loud enough. I haven't said anything for a minute that's concerning. Out with the family today. See you later. All right, I'll see you. We'll remind Dan for sure. Hi, Red. Okay, everybody's getting in. Man, my audio feels tight. Feels kind of quiet. There we go. That might be better. Okay, I have got to pull that over or adjust it. Waiting for Caster Labs to load. That kind of sucks when it. Yeah, it does. Okay, for some reason, it looks like I'm good, but I'm not there. I cut off on the edge. Don't know why. All the way out. So anyway, hey Red. So what we're going to do today, I don't know if you've ever seen Doug before on YouTube, but he did a playthrough of Pajama Sam, and he basically was asking ChatGPT what to do and going down a rabbit hole of trying to get it to play the game, come up with a solution. So I'm going to do the same thing with Spy Fox. Not because I know Spy Fox better than I know Pajama Sam a lot better than Spy Fox, but watch Digital Service. That show's funny and not for kids. A lot of cussing, dark moments. It's dark when you think about it. Yes, it is. That's all I was saying. Don't sleep on that one. It's actually surprisingly good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Yeah, it's going to be a little squeezed in a vertical format. I don't know how else to do it. So I gave ChatGPT.
Not anymore. Everything is going.
I'll turn the game audio up.
Soon the entire world will be without dairy milk. No butter on toast, no ice cream,
yeah,
no
I gotcha.
cheddar cheese, and nothing.
I think a lot of people
but dry
did.
cereal. Nothing can stop me now.
Somewhere over the Mediterranean Sea.
Would you like our Italian entree, sir?
No thanks. It gives me hives.
Our vegetarian dinner, then?
Nope, gives me the vapors.
Then may I recommend the Greek plate? It's delicious.
All right, if you insist.
For this
Enjoy.
or for... Oh, Kinger. Right behind you, aren't I?
Good to see you, Agent Fox.
Ah, Monkey Penny. Now this is a real TV dinner.
Right. Yesterday, our spy operatives discovered the factories and offices of Amalgamated Moo Juice Incorporated abandoned and drained of milk. Soon, the entire world's remaining milk reserves will be depleted.
The idea of eating
Tears,
dry
Zubul?
breakfast cereal
No.
is pretty hard to swallow.
Yes, it is.
Gangle.
Here's the only clue we have.
Feta cheese. A low grade, too.
Spy
think
operatives
about it.
took that picture in the office of Mr. Howard Hugh Heifer
Gangle's
Utterly
pretty good. They're
III.
all, really, all the
President and
characters are well
CEO of
done.
Amalgamated Moo Juice Incorporated.
Exactly. We presume he has valuable information on the dairy crisis. The only available picture of him is hidden in your mashed potatoes. Finding Utterly is your top priority.
He shouldn't be hard to spot.
The feta cheese samples found in Utterly's office have been traced back to the island of Acidophilus. Your plane will be flying over the island any minute now. I've already set up the mobile command center where you'll rendezvous with me and later on with Quack.
So-
The entrance code is in your fortune cookie.
I already kind of messed
questions?
up.
No,
I
I'm on my
told-
way.
I
Good.
told
Monkey Penny,
ChatGPT that
out.
we were starting out on the island. There is a choice to be made here, but I'm going to skip past it. Just make this first decision. Because I've already got things programmed into it.
I wish I hadn't left my parachute in my other tuxedo. Maybe one of my special spy gadgets will help me. I wonder which one I should pick. I don't think I can have my cake and eat it too.
Here, I have to go in about 10 minutes having breakfast at Denny's. All right, Dan. Okay. So the game starts once we're on the island.
If you thought
gosh,
that was
we're gonna have a
impressive, you
bunch of
should have seen the
dialogue.
one that got away.
Give us
So
a
this
call.
is the
Or
sleepy
watch
little Greek
call.
island of Acidophilus. I seem to have arrived unfashionably early, since nothing seems to be open. I should meet up with Monkey Penny at the Mobile Command Center.
Okay, alright. Now this is where the hard part comes in. So what I did, I gave ChatGPT a kind of overview of the game. Basically, you are a spy named Spy Fox, who's also a fox. There's a goat named William the Kid. He's a goat trying to steal the world's milk to stop production and to make it so everyone has to buy goat milk. That's the basic summary of it. You start on a plane over the Isle of Acidophilus. You will start in the square, drop into a square. That's where the adventure begins. The game's a point-and-click adventure. There are directions to move, options to click on, items you can pick up and use. You do have allies such as Monkey Penny, Professor Quack. There's no real game over, but there are spots where you can mess up and have to do it again. Have fun with it there. Does that give you enough background? I will be filling in the info as we go through each room, calling them room area, people. There are a lot of people to talk to, a lot of things to click on. Some of the things you click on, like things in the background, aren't like that.
It says happy hour 4 to 6.
There are a bunch of fun animations, and they don't do anything for the story. Oh, this is perfect. You gave me the right amount. Actually, I'll let them talk. Can I? Oh, I can't after it goes that far back.
Oh, this is perfect. You gave just the right amount of setup. I know exactly the kind of game you're going for. Very classic point-and-click adventure vibes, a bit like Spy Fox Pajama Sam style. And the premise is clear. You equals Spy Fox. Villain equals William the Kid. Goat milk monopoly mastermind. Love it. Setting equals Isle of Acidophilus. Goal equals stop the cow napping plot. Style exploration, clicking, inventory, dialogue, and the occasional oops, try again. That's honestly all I need to jump in. What I'll do on my side, treat each area like a playable scene. Ask you what I can interact with if needed. Make decisions like a real player, sometimes smart, sometimes let's click this random thing. Keep it fun and a little in character.
That better?
One quick thing before we start. Do you want me to 1. Stay fully in character as Spy Fox, like I am the character, or 2. Play more like a player controlling Spy Fox, commenting,
Ooh, that's
deciding?
a good question.
Either works. I'll match your style. Alright, I'm ready to drop out of that plane. Go ahead and describe the first area when I land.
That's actually not bad audio-wise. Okay. I think we're going to have him in character of Spy Fox, and I forgot to tell him Spy Fox is basically a Get Smart parody, so I need him to be like Maxwell Smart. One, stay in, but Fox's Max. Kind of quirky. Absolutely know the vibe you're going for. Talk about Maxwell's smart energy. Confident but occasionally clueless, dramatic over simple things, slightly clumsy but allows... Would you like to... all the time? Oh, I want you to be as enthusiastic as possible, always. Slightly clumsy but somehow still competent, delivering... Oh my gosh, can we get one-liners out of you? Yes! Delivering lines like, everything's a part of grand spy operation. Missed it by that much. Yeah, yep, okay. All right, good. Good, I'm liking this. This is going to be fun. Describe the drop zone. Okay. Good. Okay. The hard part, describing every scene. I think I can go. You land in
yes, I land in precisely the spot I intended, more or less. What do I see around me? And don't worry, I've got my spy gadgets and impeccable wit ready for action.
You see a trinket stand atop of a boat that looks like a phone booth, a pelican, someone you could talk to, a Greek cantina, a building in the far distance, and you could also move to a dock. Remember this area because we will be revisiting it several times, but things will change.
A classic spy scenario surrounded by curiosities, pelicans, and phone booth boats. Naturally, I'll start by examining that trinket stand because every world-saving mission deserves a quirky souvenir or two. Let's see what we've got.
Ah, yes. Okay. Classic spy. Alright. We are going to the trinket stand.
Looks like it's closed.
Okay. You went to the trinket stand, but it was closed. No one is there yet.
Closed, of course. Just as I planned. A good spy knows when to wait for the perfect souvenir. In the meantime, I think I'll have a word with that pelican. After all, no one suspects the bird.
Okay, we go back.
I'd better... Hey, wanna see my tattoo? Your mother must be so proud.
You talk to the pelican. He asks if you want to see his tattoo. You automatically see his tattoo.
Well, of course, as a suave spy, I never turn down a spontaneous tattoo reveal. I'm sure this pelican's tattoo will be crucial intel, or at least a quirky distraction. What's the design? A clue, a map, or just impeccable pelican taste?
The clue. The pelican's tattoo was of a ship running into a rock.
Ah, a ship hitting a rock, no doubt a metaphor for our villain's inevitable downfall. I'll store that mental image in my spy memory bank, right next to my plan to thwart goat-based milk domination. Now, where shall I turn next?
You are back at the main area. Where would you like to go?
Naturally, after admiring some nautical body art, I'd say it's time to investigate that phone booth boat. After all, when you're a quirky spy, transportation and communication often come in the same package. Let's see where this boat booth takes us.
I like this so much. It's actually, I don't know if it's looking up the solution, but it's doing well. Okay. I forgot to tell it you have items. Oh man, see, this is a lot more complex than Pajama Sam is, because we've got a bunch of different items, like a lot more than Pajama Sam. The Pajama Sam is like, you get the item, you use the item. This, you might hold on to the item for half the game before you need it.
Here's where I keep my spy gadgets. 555
Gosh.
6220.
Okay, this is definitely going to be... Okay, how do I do this?
Entrance code.
Let's see. We need... You are now in the phone booth. I forgot to mention, you have spy gadgets, but you don't have any at the moment. You have multiple spots to hold spy gadgets. You have a notebook where you can ask certain people about other people. You currently have a fortune cookie with a phone number on it, and you have a picture of Mr. Utterly, somebody you were looking for. What would you like to do? You were standing in front of a phone.
Naturally, a phone booth. The perfect place for a suave spy to dial a mysterious number. I'll whip out that fortune cookie number and dial it, because every great plan starts with a little fortune. Let's see who picks up on the other end.
Oh, all right. Okay. We are going to dial the number.
555 6220.
Hello, Spycore Mobile Command Center.
Penny, I've got your number. Now that's a person-to-person phone call.
Glad you could drop in, Spy Fox.
Hello, monkey.
That's Monkey Penny. So what do you think of Skycorp's new Greek Island Mobile Command Center?
Impressive. Disguising it as a half-buried boat in the middle of the town square with a stroke of genius. Nobody would ever notice that.
That was Professor Quack's idea.
Where is Quack?
Oh, he'll be here soon to refill the spy gadget vending machine. In the meantime, he sent a couple of things ahead for your mission.
Good, because a spy without a gadget is like a shopping cart without a broken wheel.
How apt. Now pay attention. This is Greek money. It's called drachmas. You may need to buy a few things around here on the island. And this is a
toothbrush, and I sure could use one after that airplane meal.
Don't put that in your mouth. It's not a regular toothbrush. It's a special laser toothbrush. Let me show you how it works. You hold the laser toothbrush, apply the Minty Fresh laser gel, push the button, then you can use it to cut through really thick steel.
I guess that's one way to fight cavities. So, do we have any idea where Mr. Utterly is being held?
No solid evidence yet, but you might want to check out that feta factory down by the docks.
Feta factory, huh? I thought I smelled something suspicious.
Monkey Penny is the one who answered the phone call. We got sent down. It turns out the phone booth was a front for our secret base. There was a tube that led down through an elevator. There was an elevator that led down to our secret base. Monkey Penny tells us where we might find Mr. Utterly, the person we are looking for, that we currently have a photograph of. He also gave us money and a toothbrush that can cut through solid steel. You are standing in the secret spy base. You can either talk to Monkey Penny, mess with the vending machine, or leave. Professor Quack will be along later, but he is not here now. Oh, I forget.
Ah, excellent. Nothing like a secret underground base hidden inside a completely inconspicuous phone booth boat. Standard procedure, really. Let's review. I've been equipped with money and a toothbrush capable of cutting through solid steel. Finally, dental hygiene meets espionage. Now then, before I go charging out into danger, I think it would be strategically brilliant, and not at all stalling, to speak with Monkey Penny. A good spy always gathers intel, and occasionally reassurance.
Okay.
Monkey Penny, if you please. Any additional details about Mr. Utterly? Habits, hobbies, preferred dairy products? No detail is too small unless it is extremely small. Then it might be too small.
Oh shoot, I forgot to tell him. Wait, did I say that led down to a secret base where we might find Mr. No.
Oh, Spy Fox? You're going to be busy on this rescue mission. Should I call the Spy Academy and tell them to cancel the weapons class you're going to teach?
What? You're going to tell them that Spy Fox doesn't have class? They'll never believe you.
Okay. You talk to Monkey Penny. He asks you if you want to cancel your weapons class you're supposed to be by Academy. She also mentions that Mr. Utterly might be down by the docks.
Monkey Penny, let's keep the weapons class on the schedule. I'll just teach it remotely via carrier pigeon. As for Mr. Utterly down by the dock, sounds like my next stop. Time to set sail for answers, or at least a bit of dockside detective work. Off I go.
Okay, maybe this won't be as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe this won't be it won't be as difficult. Want to go to
My spy watch is beeping. Spy Fox to Mobile Command Center.
Please stand by.
Spy Fox here.
Hi, Spy Fox. Remember, you can call me via your Spy Watch anytime for help and information. Just press the mobile command button.
Will do. Spy Fox, out.
You return to the main hub area where you first landed. Monkey Penny called you on your spy watch. I forgot to say that you have a spy watch. And you can call Monkey Penny anytime that you get lost.
Perfect. Ray's spy watch will be my lifeline for hints and witty banter. Now, as a suave spy with impeccable instincts and sometimes lucky guesses, I'll head back to that main area and decide my next quirky move.
You are currently at the main area. Where would you like to go?
Ah, the hub of all intrigue. I think it's time to follow the scent of adventure or maybe dairy. I'll head toward that dock. Let's see what waves of clues await.
You are standing on a dock next to a giant boat. There is another dock leading off to what looks like a factory in the distance.
A giant boat and a distant factory, both ripe for spy-tastic sleuthing. But I think I'll keep the factory in sight for later. For now, let's investigate this boat. I have a feeling this vessel might be more than just a pleasure cruise.
There is currently no way to enter.
Ah, a boat that plays hard to get. Clearly it's waiting for the right moment. No problem. In that case, let's set our sights on that factory dock in the distance. Time to take a stroll towards suspicious industry.
You walk down the dock and approach the factory. It says NOG, Nectar of the Goat Feta Factory. You're standing in front of a big steel door, and it does not want to open.
Uh-oh. Normally,
A stubborn steel
karate
door,
chop my
eh?
way right
Well,
through a
lucky
door.
for me, I just so
But
happen to
this
have a
one
toothbrush
seems to
that
be
cuts
made
through
of
solid steel.
steel.
Time to brush away this obstacle. After all, a spy's best friend is good oral care and the element of surprise.
More fun than this is more fun than it has any right to be. All right,
Here's where I
you,
keep my
you've got
spy
it.
gadgets.
There will be more of this. I'm enjoying it.
The laser toothbrush makes impervious steel doors pervious.
The toothbrush makes impervious steel doors pervious. You open the door. You now have
And-
a perfect fox-like cutout. You to slip through.
Ah, nothing like leaving a stylish calling card. With the door open and my fox-shaped handiwork on display, it's time to proceed inside. Let's see what goat-fueled mischief awaits us in the factory.
All right, in we go.
You got it. We're in this adventure together now. When you're ready, just describe what I see inside, and we'll keep foxing things up.
Now that's a big side of beef. No buts about it. That's Mr. Utterly, all right. And he's dangling over a pool of piranha. Now the question is, how am I going to get his rump roast down from there?
You enter the feta factory. You find Mr. Utterly. He matches the photo description perfectly. He is currently tied up above a piranha tank. There is a winch with a rope tied to Mr. Utterly. You also have a control panel on the front of the piranha tank. One side is hot. One button will make it hotter. One button will make it colder. What would you like to do?
Ah, classic villain decor, piranha tank and all. First, let's stay cool. I'll lower the temperature to keep those piranhas in a less nibbly mood. Then I'll see if I can release that winch, because Mr. Utterly's next stop should be freedom, not a fishy fate.
Okay, let's do. Well, sorry guys, I can't talk when I've got that up. Otherwise, it's gonna start adding into the story, and I don't want to get mixed up here. We're going to get Bob Ross and a Chia Pet mixed into the Spy Fox story. That's not what we want to do. You should try. Okay. Yes, I have seen the Bob. They made Chia Pets for everybody, didn't they? I saw the Shrek one. You should try. Follow up. Pop Ross. Mario. Oh, try to make a Bob Ross painting on Mario Paint. That could be interesting. Yeah, I'd definitely be down to give that a go. I'm not the most artistic person, and I've never used Mario Paint before, but we could go for it. Happy little trees. Okay. I'll lower the temperature to keep those. Are we sure this thing's not looking at a walkthrough? I'll lower the temperatures on the piranhas to get them in a less nibbling mood. Then I'll see if I can release the winch. Mr. Utterly should be the next. Next stop should be freedom, not a fishy fate. All right. So it knows to freeze the piranhas.
This must be the temperature control for this pool of
maybe this is
piranhas.
just that
Kind of an
smart.
odd fixture for a feta cheese factory.
Oh yeah, this is what you should.
The piranha pool seems to be getting colder. The little beasties seem to be slowing down. Fish on ice. That should hold them. Now for Mr. Utterly.
You turn the temperature way down, and the piranha tank freezes over. Currently, the piranhas cannot get out. What would you like to do next?
Perfect. With the piranhas on ice, it's time to rescue Mr. Utterly. I'll use the winch to carefully lower him to safety. No splash, no nibble, just smooth spy work.
You pull the winch. Mr. Utterly comes down safely onto the ice.
A flawless rescue. Another daring rescue completed with style. Now that Mr. Utterly is on solid ground, I'll give him a quick "you're safe now," and we'll be ready to move on. Mr. Utterly, where to
Routine
next on this
rescue, really?
dairy-saving
Now
adventure?
I need to get you to our mobile command center for a debriefing.
Good. I need to change my pants. You've got to stop him, Mr. Fox.
All right, just calm down, Mr. Utterly. Why don't you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Well, it all started as a typical day at the office. When you're as important as I am, you're constantly fielding international cattle calls and reviewing grazing reports. Yep, you have to stay pretty sharp in the dairy biz. So, when William the Kid's sons made their appearance, I immediately snapped into action. There were dozens of them. I fought them hoof and nail. Pow, 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 I did. My whole body is a weapon. Then suddenly, I smelled something revolting. It could only be one thing. Feta cheese! The stink was so overwhelming that I nearly passed out. Taking advantage of my momentary asphyxiation, kidnappers jumped me and then forced me into a smelly, dark bag. They whisked me away to Kid's secret island fortress. It was just so humiliating being bagged up like a piece of beef.
But were you able to learn anything about what William the Kid is up to?
Well, thanks to a little bovine ingenuity on my part, I picked a few things up. Kid's demented scheme for gaining worldwide domination is run by a front company called Nectar of the Goats Corporation. He has a 5-part master plan. First, capture all the dairy cows in the world.
I already
As you
kind of
know,
gave
he's
it an
already
overview
done
of
that.
what this was, so I
Second,
shouldn't
he
have to
built
add
that
too
milky
much.
weapon of destruction inside his secret fortress. Third, use this milky weapon of destruction to flood the capital with none too fresh dairy milk. Fourth, frame all the poor dairy cows for this heinous crime. Fifth, take over the entire dairy world. Fly Fox, someone needs to find that secret fortress and disarm that milky weapon of destruction.
Sounds challenging. I need to find that secret fortress and disarm that milky weapon of destruction.
Oh, I almost forgot. When William the Kid's back was turned, I swiped the secret code that turns the milky weapon of destruction off.
Good going. Where is it?
Well, I had to swallow the code before I could read it so it wouldn't be discovered. Can you believe it?
I find the whole thing a little hard to swallow. We need to figure out a way to get a look at that code. Someone needs to find that secret fortress and stop William the Kid.
And quacks. Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot now to see. Mr. Utterly is free. He went over how he got kidnapped. Basically, henchman from William the Kid, who uses Nectar of the Goats as his front for his business, kidnapped him while he was in his office. He did find out, Mr. Utterly did find out, that he plans on launching a rocket full of cow milk over the Capitol and flooding it, blaming the dairy cows and getting them locked up, so the world will only use goat milk.
A rocket of milk to frame the cows. Classic villain overcomplication. But I respect the ambition. All right, Mr. Utterly, we'll foil this catastrophic plan. Now, with your intel in mind, I'll ask, which direction will lead us to stopping this lactose launch?
Mr. Utterly did find a code to help shut down the rocket, one of 3 possible things needed to shut down the rocket. The bad thing is he had to swallow it, and currently in one of his 4 stomachs.
Well, nothing like a little field work, quite literally. Fear not, Mr. Utterly. We'll get that code. We've got gadgets, wit, and a bit of intestinal intuition. Now let's track down the next step. Whether that's a goat, a gadget, or a goat with a gadget.
You are currently back at Spy Base. Professor Quack has reappeared, or has appeared for the first time. You are standing in front of a vending machine full of spy gadgets. You currently see an X-ray gum in the vending machine. You could also talk to Monkey Pin or Mr. Utterly's.
The ever-ingenious Professor Quack in a vending machine of delightful spy toys. That X-ray gum sounds like just the ticket to see what's hidden, maybe even inside one of Mr. Utterly's stomachs. I'll grab that gum first. Then, if needed, we'll chew over a conversation with the team.
Okay, we will get the X-ray gum.
Brilliant. With the X-ray gum in hand, we're one step closer to cracking this case wide open. Quite literally, in Mr. Utterly's case.
X-ray gum.
Now,
How does
let's go
this
see
work,
how we
Professor
can put it to
Quack?
good use and track down
that's
that
my
code.
new and improved beef flavor X-ray gum. I'll explain how it works. You take a stick out, put it up against something beefy, move it around, and then you can see the yucky stuff inside. The best part of all is, when you're done, you can chew the gum. It actually has a very refreshing, beefy flavor.
You know, 4 out of 5 dentists prefer X-ray gum for their patients who need X-rays.
A duck needs his fiber.
Professor Quack told you about the X-ray gum. It has a beefy flavor. You chew it and then you spit it out and you can look into things through it.
A beefy flavored breakthrough. I'll chew that gum when the moment's right, and we'll see straight through the mystery, one stomach at a time. Now let's ready ourselves for the next step in this daring dairy mission.
I might be losing the plot here. We were doing good. It might be getting lost now. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe things, and I keep thinking of more ways to describe them, so I might be tripping it up, too.
Here's where I keep... You know, if I took the Astispumoni, I could be getting much better mileage.
And what's wrong with walking? Don't you care about the environment? You spies are getting much too dependent on these gadgets.
Well, standing among my allies, I'll flash a confident grin. Time to chew this beefy flavored gum and put my spy vision to work. Mr. Utterly, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to see right through the heart of this operation. Literally.
Here. Now, if you don't mind, Mr. Utterly, I'm going to need to use this X-ray gum to take a look at those 4 stomachs of yours.
This isn't going to hurt, is it? Because I get kind of dizzy when I think about pain. In fact, just saying the word pain makes me want to... Oh...
Professor Quack, your X-ray gum works perfectly. I can see everything inside Mr. Utterly's gut. If I had a wrench in me, I would retch. I found the note. All right, now I need to find out where that key is. Then use it to disarm the milky weapon of destruction. It looks like I need to find that key.
With the key found and Mr. Utterly's stomach's intact, I say we head back to the main hub area. After all, there's no time to waste when a milk rocket is on the line. Let's go foil that goat's grand scheme.
It must be pulling chat through it must be pulling through that microphone because I muted this one so I could. Thank you, Red. Because it took all of that. It got the whole conversation while I was muted. Alright, okay. Gotta love it. I wish I knew what it said. He found Mr. Stomach's intact. Okay, we head back to the main hub area. There's no time. A rocket online. Grab this. Hold on. Okay, alright, good. You can hear me again? Oh, jeez. Why is this so hard? I forgot to mention, the vending machine has arrows on it. You can click on those for other spy gadgets.
Naturally. A vending machine full of spy surprises. Before we head out, let's click through and see what other gadgets might aid us in our mission. Who knows, we might find just the tool for our next goat stopping step.
Looking once to the right, we see Silly Putty that can be used to copy paperwork.
Perfect. Silly Putty for copying paperwork because every spy knows even the silliest tool can be deadly serious. I'll grab that too. Who knows when we'll need to copy incriminating goat plans. Now we're stocked and ready to head back out to the main hub.
What's in this egg-shaped container, Professor Quack?
This is a little gadget I call the Spy Putty.
Oh, I can just move.
What you do is open the cute little egg
can't hear me,
container
right?
and spread the putty on whatever you want to make a copy
Okay,
of.
alright,
Press
okay.
down,
I can just hit
and
mute.
then peel
That's
the
all I have.
putty off. You'll
Okay.
have a perfect copy.
That looks rather silly.
I know what you're thinking. You think that the Spy Putty
Not
looks
you
a
guys.
lot like that silly stuff
I
they sell in
hope you
toy
can hear.
stores. What you don't know is that I thought of it first. Those duplicitous duplicators stole my idea.
Professor Quack tells you about the Silly Putty. It can be used to copy paperwork. He also says that it's not actually Silly Putty, but that the people who made Silly Putty stole his idea. He made it first. You're standing in Spy headquarters, and there are more things in the vending machine.
Professor Quack, the unsung inventor of everything. Well, I'll keep his not-so-silly putty at the ready. Before we move on, let's give that vending machine one last click just in case there's one more gadget that could make our mission extra sharp.
You see a shoe in the vending machine.
A shoe in a spy vending machine. Clearly, it's no ordinary footwear. I'll grab it, because who knows when a spy might need a soulful solution. Now, with all these gadgets, let's step out to the hub and track down that
It appears
rocket.
to be a shoe. What is this gadget, Professor Quack?
Oh, that's the night vision shoe. One of my most ingenious inventions. If you happen to find yourself in a dark place, all you do is strap the shoe onto your head, and then you can see in the dark.
How illuminating.
Yes, and it has excellent arch support.
Also forgot to tell you, you can only hold 4 spy gadgets at a time. There are still more things in the vending machine. The shoe is used as a night vision device. You can look through it and see in dark places.
Ah, night vision in a shoe. Fashionably functional. Since my spy pockets are limited, I'll keep the X-ray gum, the skeleton key from Mr. Utterly, the putty, and this night vision shoe. Now, with our gadget limit reached, let's head out and use
Here's
these
where
tools
I
to
keep
outfox that goat.
Here's where I keep my spy.
You can hold one more. You have 3 items. The X-ray gum, the
Here's
shoe,
where
and the
I
silly
keep my
putty.
spy gadget.
The money is in a separate pocket.
It's drachmas, Greek money.
Ah, perfect. Then I'll add that skeleton key we found in Mr. Utterly's stomach. After all, we'll need it for that rocket. With our kit ready, now it's truly time to get back to the main area and stop that goat's grand plan.
No, the key is just on a piece of paper. We need to find the key. It was just showing us what type of key we would need to find in his stomach.
Ah, I see. A blueprint key, not the real deal yet. In that case, I'll keep my current trio of gadgets ready. The X-ray gum, the night vision shoe, and the paperwork copying putty. Now, let's head out and find that actual key and stop that rocket.
There are still items inside the vending machine.
With my 3 trusty gadgets in hand, I think we're well equipped for now. Let's not overpack. I've got what I need. Time to step out of the base and track down that key in the field.
Okay, just remember there are more things in that machine.
Got it. I'll keep that vending machine in mind if we hit a gadget emergency. For now, let's roll out with what we've got. Time to outfox William the Kid.
Okay. We are back in the main hub area. This time you see a white rabbit standing at the trinket stand.
A white rabbit at a trinket stand. Now that's a clue if I've ever seen one. I think it's time to have a chat with our fluffy new friend. Perhaps he'll lead us down a rabbit hole of answers.
You are standing in front of the white rabbit at his trinket stand. You see a jar labeled Jaro Trinkets sitting on the table. You also see a cat, a bear, swordfish, and a fish's wheel, steering wheel for a ship in the background behind him. Like there are things he is trying to say.
Ah, trinkets galore. But something tells me it's not just souvenirs we're after. Let's chat up the rabbit. After all, you never know which fluffy vendor might have the key or at least a hint to stopping a goat's brand scheme.
Welcome to the Trinket Emporium. My name is Gilbert. How may I be of service to you, O honorable visitor, to this, our dear island home?
I'm not sure yet. I was just noticing your fine selection of trinkets.
Sir, I think that you will find we offer much more than mere trinkets. We pride ourselves in having the island's finest selection of rare and hard-to-find collector items and antiquities.
Excellent. One never knows when they will be struck with an unquenchable desire to indulge in a blatant act of bourgeois consumerism.
Our thoughts exactly, sir.
The rabbit's name is Gilbert. He is manning the trinket station. Fox has taken an interest in the jar of trinkets, but you need to decide what would you like to do.
Ah, Gilbert, a purveyor of curiosities. Well, when a jar is labeled trinkets, a spy's instinct says there might be something special hidden among the ordinary. Let's ask Gilbert if we can take a closer peek into that jar. Perhaps we'll find a clue or even a key.
What could anyone possibly do with a whole jar of trinkets?
It could be a paperweight. You could make a unique lamp out of it. It could be turned on its side to roll out cookie dough. There must be 1,000,001 uses.
Asking him about the jar of trinkets, he says it could be used for a paperweight, a rolling pin to roll out cookie dough. There are 1,000,001 uses for this jar of trinkets.
Ah, a jar of endless possibilities. But I have a hunch we need something more key-like. Let's ask Gilbert directly. Does he happen to have any unusual keys among his trinkets? Perhaps one with 2 different sized teeth?
I'm not going to lie, that's a good thought, but that's not an option for us.
I imagine that you get pretty busy during the tourist season.
Actually, no.
We tried to ask him, but he knows nothing about keys.
No keys in the jar. Noted. Well, I'll thank Gilbert for his delightful sales pitch. Since we're keyless here, I say we leave the trinkets and hop to another area. Perhaps that boat or factory will give us a more pointed direction.
I ask myself, if I were an evil, twisted, misguided, egotistical supervillain, where would I put my secret fortress?
You are standing in the main hub area. The Greek cantina also appears to be open. You have the dock leading to where the boat is. There is a building in the distance. You still have the phone booth that leads down to spy headquarters and the jar of trinket and the trinket stand. Where would you like to go?
Ah, a Greek cantina. Where there's food, there's chatter, and where there's chatter, there's intel. Let's head inside the cantina. Who knows, we might pick up a tasty clue, or at least a snack on the way to cracking this case.
I had a feeling it was going to change its mind once I said something about the cantina, but I couldn't remember if I said something about that before. There's so many little things. That's why this game is so... We'll do Pajama Sam next, because that one's going to be a walk in the park compared to this one.
Hi, honey. Welcome to the cantina. I'm Bee Bear. If there's anything I can get you, sugar, like, for example, sugar, you just let me know, all right?
Thanks, Bee.
You walk into the cantina. There is a lot going on. You meet a bear named Bee Bear. She is the bartender. There is a lizard up on stage playing the tango on a piano. There is a big pig in the background who looks like he wants to play a card game. Thursday's special is spaghetti, and there is a trophy of a martial arts type. There's a martial arts trophy sitting by the door to exit. What would you like to do?
Ah, a lively cantina, a bartender bear, a tango playing lizard, and a pig ready for cards. Let's charm some intel out of Bee Bear first. I'll casually ask if she's heard of any unusual keys or suspicious goat activity. A little bartender chatter never hurts.
How's business been since the milk shortage began?
It's been difficult for some of the customers to wean themselves away, but I have a high lactose intolerance, so it hasn't really affected me.
You ask her how business has been. She says since the milk shortage, it really hasn't bothered her, but it really has hurt the customer.
Ah, the milk shortage strikes again. I'll thank B Bear for the insight. Since the cantina's clues seem more dairy than key at the moment, I'll pivot. Let's step over to that cart-playing pig because sometimes you have to deal a hand to deal with a villain.
Greetings. Interested in a little game of Go Fish, Mr.
Fox. Spy Fox. I've been known to play Go Fish from time to time, and you are?
Artemis J. Big Pig. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Artemis J.
What do you
Big
say we make
Pig
this
is his
game a
name.
little more interesting? Would you care to play
J.
some
Big
trinkets?
Pig, a name that
I'm
suggests
afraid I
he's
don't
got
have
quite the
anything
game
I would
going.
call a
I'll greet him with my
How
best poker
unfortunate.
face and
Why
ask
don't
if
you
he's
come
up
back when you
for a
have some
quick
trinkets
round.
to play with?
Who knows,
It makes
maybe
the
he'll
game so
deal
much
out more than just
interesting.
cards. He might deal out some key information.
He will only play for trinkets. He does not want to play just for the... He likes to gamble.
Ah, trinkets are the currency of the day. Well, I'll let J. Big Pig know I'm currently trinketless. I'll keep that in mind, though. If we find a trinket, we'll come back for a friendly wager. For now, I'll head back out to explore another lead. Maybe that building in the distance will hold the key. Literally.
Okay, we are going to the building and... Oh! What's this? The boat now has a ladder, a set of stairs going up to it. You have a weasel guarding it. He looks well dressed and is asking for an invitation. There is a banner that says invitation only deck for the boat. You can also go to the Knowledge Factory.
Ah, a deck party and a well-dressed weasel looks like the boat's gone exclusive. Since I'm fresh out of invitations, I'll keep that in mind. For now, let's head to the Nog Factory. After all, that's the goat's turf, and I've got a hunch we'll sniff out something key to the mission there.
It really is, Red. I was watching Doug do this, and I'm like, he did it with Pajama Salmon. I'm like, I want to do that with some games. I'm like, that looks fun, and it has been quite enjoyable. I have to. It's me, my brain, having to come up with how to describe where we're at. That's the hard part. I'm glad that the AI has been very smart at picking up where I've made mistakes, and it still gets the general idea. It's very good at my nonsense. So that's good. It wants to go this way. You're standing in front of the Nog Factory, where we rescued Mr. Utterly from. There's still a fox-shaped cutout in the door. You can either go in or go back to where the ship was.
Ah, my stylish fox-shaped handiwork. Since we know this factory is at the heart of the goat's plot, let's head inside. We've got a rocket of milk to stop, and I have a feeling our next piece of the puzzle is waiting just beyond that door.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing more in there for us, but there might be something on this screen for us later, but... We enter the factory and find the piranha tank is still frozen over. Mr. Utterly is no longer in here, and there doesn't appear to be anything else to do in this. There's nowhere forward.
Well, it seems this room's adventure is chilled out. Since there's no path forward here, let's head back to that ship. We've got a party to attend, or rather a weasel to charm. I think it's time we figure out how to get that invitation.
All right, off we go.
That's quite a nice little toy boat you got there. Is it yours?
Oh, yes, sir. And that is why I'm standing out here at this podium on this filthy, seagull-stained dock talking to a sophisticate wannabe like you.
So it's not your boat?
No. It belongs to my boss.
We talk to the weasel. We find out it is not his boat.
Ah, so the weasel is just the gatekeeper. Well, I'll ask him if he knows who's running this exclusive deck party. If we can figure out the host, we might find a way to get ourselves invited aboard.
Is the party up there formal or casual?
Sir, may I make a formal request that you stop asking me to make such casual remarks?
So, what's the bon appellation of this fair seagoing vessel?
The SS Deadweight, but we're thinking of changing it.
We find out that the ship is named the SS Deadweight.
The SS Deadweight. What a name for a villain's party boat. Since we have that detail, I'll see if the weasel knows who's actually behind the event, or if he's heard of any way to earn or borrow an invitation. After all, spies find their way in, one way or another.
Lovely weather we're having, isn't it?
I wouldn't know, sir. I'm not paid to observe such things.
There's an option to just try and enter. I'd like to do that.
Why not? A suave spy knows when to make a confident move. I'll give the weasel a wink and attempt to step aboard. After all, sometimes the best invitation is pure confidence.
That's exactly what we do. I'm questioning if it's looking at a walkthrough. Okay. Or maybe it's just that straightforward.
Pardon me, sir, but just where do you think you're going?
On board?
Sir, you are obviously making a little joke. No one but no one is allowed to go on board the SS Deadweight without a gold-edged, wax-sealed, expensively embossed, handwritten invitation. And do you have one of these, sir?
Not as such.
Then I'm afraid, sir, that you should make like a plane in the Bermuda Triangle and get lost.
I can gather information about the deck party with this.
That didn't work. He told us we could make like a plane in the Bermuda Triangle and get lost. We do, however, now have a note where we can ask people about the deck party.
Ah, foiled by a witty weasel. No worries. Now that we've got a lead, we'll ask around. I'll head back to the hub and see if Gilbert, B-Bear, or any of our other colorful friends might know how to score an invite to that deck party.
Okay. Good. Good. I haven't really felt like we've hit a dead end. So good. This might go. Alright. We are at the main hub. What would you like to do?
Let's head back to the trinket stand with Gilbert. He might know who's mingling at this deck party. I'll ask him if he's heard of anyone giving out invitations or if he has any connections to the event.
That really it chose Gilbert over B-Bear. It really B-Bear would have given us
trinkets.
B-Bear would have given us a hint about it, but we're going straight to the solution. I don't know. All right. We are standing in front of the trinket stand. Gilbert is sitting there patiently waiting.
I'll give Gilbert a friendly nod and ask, say, have you heard anything about that deck party on the SS Deadweight? Any tips on how a fox might secure an invite? Let's see what he's heard.
Here's where my notes go. I noticed that there was a party going on down on that big ship at the docks. But I understand you can only go if you were invited.
That is true. In fact, I am going as soon as I get off work.
Oh, so you got an invitation.
I certainly did. It is really a fancy schmancy one, too. Would you like to look at it?
Why, yes. I would love to look at it.
He does know about it. He actually has a fancy invitation to that exact deck party. He has laid it out on the table for us to take a look at.
Ah, an invitation in paw's reach. I'll thank Gilbert for showing it to us. Now I'll politely ask if there's any way we could borrow or earn it. After all, there's a world-saving mission at stake.
I'm sure you'll have a good time at the deck party.
Yes, I intend to trip the lights fantastic on the dance floor.
No, he does not want to give it to him.
Ah, well, fair enough. Gilbert's holding on to his golden ticket. I'll thank him anyway, and since we know the party's real, we'll have to find another way aboard. Let's head back and consider if B-Bear or J Big Pig might have a clue or a trade. We'll crack this case yet.
Okay, it's not looking at a walkthrough then, because it would have just plowed right through that if it was. Good. It might be a little hard to circle it, but I told it at the beginning it could purchase stuff. So we are currently in the cantina. Who would you like to ask about the deck party?
Let's start with B-Bear behind the bar. I'll ask her if she's heard of the SS Deadweight deck party and if she knows any regulars who might have an extra
I can
invitation
gather
or a
information
way
about
in.
the deck party with this. What's with the weasel over by the SS Deadweight? He won't let me go to the deck party.
Oh, honey, you won't get in the door without an exclusive invitation. Funny, though, the rabbit out at the souvenir stand always gets invited to those swank parties.
Oh, really? I'll remember that.
B-Bear says the rabbit at the souvenir trinket stand always gets invited to those parties.
Ah, so Gilbert really is the social butterfly. I'll thank B-Bear for confirming. Since Gilbert won't part with his invitation, we'll need a different approach. Let's try J Big Pig. I'll ask him if he's ever gambled his way into one of these parties or knows a way to get in.
Here's where my notes go. I use... What do you know about that weasel
I
of
like
a
that. That's a
doorman over
good
there
idea.
at the SS Deadweight?
Don't go chasing waterfalls, little fox.
That's Spy Fox.
Trot your nosy little self over to the souvenir stand. That rabbit is friendly with the weasel you speak of. But remember, the walls have ears here on the island of Acidophilus.
I respect your advice. Thank you.
Mr. Big Pig says that the rabbit always collaborating with the...
Oh, please stop.
Ah, so Gilbert and the weasel are in cahoots. That's good intel. I'll thank J Big Pig. Now we know the rabbit might have sway. Let's head back to Gilbert and, knowing he's connected, see if we can make a deal or offer help to get an invitation after all.
Going back to...
Back at the trinket stand, I'll level with Gilbert. We know he's got the weasel connection. I'll ask if there's anything we can do in return, perhaps a favor or task that might earn us a pass to that deck party. Let's appeal to his inner collaborator.
Okay. There's one thing I want to do. It's bugging me. I can't. I didn't. Okay. I mean, there's really, other than, well, if I want to go back and look at it. We have 15 minutes remaining of voice mode. No! Really? Well, that stinks. I don't think we're going to complete this in 15 minutes. Well, that stinks. Well, we might have to finish this out tomorrow. I didn't realize I paid $20 for this. Let me go. Anyway. We're standing at the trinket stand. Gilbert will not give us the invitation. we do have an option to buy
Could I look at that
things on the wall.
impressive invitation again?
Or the jar
All
of
right,
trinkets.
but try not to make this a habit.
Well, if Gilbert's invitation is off limits, let's check what's on the wall. I'll see if any of these items might help us out. Whether it's something the weasel wants or something that will open new doors. Let's take a look.
There is a cat, a bear, stuffed animals, a ship's wheel, which is up high and he might have a hard time getting to, a jar of trinkets, and a hat and a swordfish that are closer to the front of the band.
Let's keep it practical. I'll pick something accessible. How about that hat? A bit of disguise might help us charm or distract our way onto that boat.
How much for the fez?
As it turns out, this fez isn't for sale, sir. This is our floor model. In fact, it's been on the floor several times, and we have a dirty floor.
It turns out the hat's not sale, it's just a display model.
Ah, foiled by display decor. No worries. Since we know Gilbert and the weasel are connected, we'll think creatively. Let's thank Gilbert and head back to the boat. We'll charm or persuade that weasel maybe a direct approach will work after all.
So, where does a fox get one of these swank invitations?
Anybody who is somebody on the island of Acidophilus was already invited. If you weren't invited, sir, then I'm afraid you must be a nobody.
The weasel says that everybody who is invited has already been invited. There's no other way on board.
Well, if the weasel's firm, I'll accept that this boat route isn't the way. No problem. I'll pivot. Let's head to the next unexplored path or clue, whether it's a different location or tracking down that rocket. After all, this fox doesn't give up. We just change tactics.
Where would you like to go?
Let's head to that building in the distance we saw earlier. We haven't fully explored what's there, and maybe, just maybe, it's hiding exactly what we need to stop that rocket. Adventure awaits.
The door's locked.
The door is locked. See what looks like an office. But you can.
A locked door and office beyond classic spy challenge. We'll keep our eyes open for a key or a way in down the line. For now, I'll step back to the hub, rethink our known leads. Maybe it's time to revisit Mr. Utterly, or check if Professor Quack has a fresh gadget. We'll outfox this yet.
You are at the hub. What would you like to do?
Let's pivot back to Professor Quack at the spy base. If anyone's got a gadget or clever idea to help us find that key or break into that building, it's him. Let's see if he's got one more trick up his sleeve.
I didn't think about it, but this probably isn't going to save the chat. And when I come back to it tomorrow, we might just have to go... we might have to go back to text only to finish this game. Anyway, alright. We are standing in front of the vending machine. We are back in Spy Headquarters.
Ah, the vending machine of spy wonders. Let's scroll through once more. We'll see if there's a gadget we've overlooked. Maybe something perfect for locks or sneaky entrances. Let's find the right tool.
The moment I tell it this thing's used for cracking safes and opening locks, it's going to want to try this on the door. I already know that. Inside the vending machine, you see safe crackers, a item that will open safes, a nickel that is also a trap. You throw the nickel and it will trap bad guys. Suction cup cufflinks. They will stick to walls. And that is all that is left in the vending machine.
Let's go for the safe crackers. If they can open safes, maybe they can handle locks or tricky doors too. With that tool, we'll head back and see if we can crack open that locked office.
It looks like a
Did I
delicious
call it or
snack.
did I
May
call
I
it?
eat this, Professor Quack?
Okay, that's the cheese and safe cracker kit. It will help you to get into almost any safe in the world. I won't explain exactly how it works, because it's very scientific and complicated. Trust me when I say it works like a charm.
And it tastes great in soup.
Yeah, and this paper isn't half bad.
Okay, we have the safe cracker. What would you like to do now?
With the safecracker in hand, let's head straight back to that locked office building. We'll put our new gadget to the test and see if we can sneak inside. After all, we're spies, and cracking locks is part of the job.
Safe cracker will not work on the locked door. It is for...
No worries, it was worth a shot. Since the door is still secure, we'll pivot again. Let's head back to the main hub, retrace any unexplored options, or come up with a clever plan. After all, a spy's best tool is persistence.
Now in the main hub.
All right, we've got our wits and curiosity intact. Let's revisit the big picture, the rocket plot. I say we circle back to Mr. Utterly or Monkey Penny, ask if they know where the rocket launch site is, and focus directly on stopping that. Let's go straight to the heart of the mission.
Okay, we go back. Wait.
All right, we're back in the loop. Whenever you've got the next twist or question on our adventure, I'm here and ready to keep the mission going.
You are now standing in Spy headquarters. You have Monkey Penny, Utterly, vending machine. Currently has the coin and the coupling still in.
Let's have a word with Monkey Penny. I'll ask her if we've missed any key intel, like where exactly that rocket is. If we know the launch site, we'll head straight there.
Hey, according to Spy Corps' database, William the Kid has 3 overdue library books.
I always suspected Kid had some
We
latent...
find out
criminal
William the
tendencies.
Kid has 3 overdue library.
Overdue library books. That's a clue only a villain would leave behind. I'll ask Monkey Penny if she knows which library or location those books are tied to. Perhaps the trail to the rocket starts at the local library.
Hey, according to Spy Corps' database, William the Kid has 3 overdue library books.
I always
It does not
suspected
say.
Kid had some latent...
Would you
criminal
like to ask
tendencies.
Monkey Penny about deck party?
Sure, I'll ask Monkey Penny if she's heard anything about that deck party. Maybe she knows a spy trick we haven't tried yet to gain
Monkey
access.
Penny, do
Or
you
perhaps
have
there's
any
another
idea
angle
how
we've
I
missed on
might
that
get an
boat.
invitation to the deck party over at the SS Deadweight?
I hear it's hard to get even a copy of one. Good luck, Spy Fox.
Says it's hard to get a copy of.
If it's hard to get a copy of that invitation, then let's not waste energy there. I'll thank Monkey Penny and shift focus. Let's see if Mr. Utterly remembers any other important locations, like where that rocket might be.
Oh, I'm so nervous about those poor dairy cows. They're so defenseless. You've just got to save them, Spy Fox. Please.
All right, don't have a cow about it.
Mr. Utterly is very concerned for the cow's well-being, but he does not know any.
Fair enough, Mr. Utterly's heart is in the right place, even if he's out of clues. I'll reassure him we're on it. Let's step out to the hub again and focus on what we can act on, whether we revisit that factory, the cantina, or piece together what we've missed. We'll find the next step.
We are at the hub.
All right, we've got options and persistence. Tell me what you're curious about next, whether it's re-exploring the cantina, that factory, or another lead. I'm right here to tackle the next step with you.
Still need to find a way on the boat to stay in. We do have Silly Putty.
Of course. Let's head back to Gilbert's stand and use that silly putty to copy his invitation. We'll make a perfect replica and finally charm our way onto that deck.
Okay, we are at the trinket stand, and Gilbert now
You know,
has
I just can't
the
get enough of that
invitation out
invitation
on
of
the
yours.
desk.
Could
but
I look
he
at it
will
again?
not let
It's
us come.
really a thing of beauty.
I know what you mean. I especially like the way they wrote
Well, if
everything with
Gilbert's
those
guarding
extra
that invitation,
squiggles
we'll
and
have to respect his
twirls.
trinket
Makes
stand
me feel
rules.
so
No problem.
pretentious.
Let's head back to that weasel at the boat. We'll charm him, or use what we've learned to persuade him that we belong on that deck. Time to talk our way aboard.
When we try to purchase something, Gilbert can or go get the item.
While Gilbert steps away to get that item, I'll quickly use the silly putty to copy the invitation. Once we have our replica, we'll be all set to finally show that weasel our invitation and get aboard that deck party.
Oregon Trail 2? Oh, we could do Oregon Trail. Yeah, we could do Oregon Trail 2 because I only have 15 minutes left with this. All right, but hey, well, I kind of led it. I was kind of leading.
I'd
but
like to purchase that fine stuffed kitty.
All right, I'll get it for you. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I did kind of lead with this, but it was struggling with this puzzle.
Come on.
Success! We made a perfect copy of the
Oh, forget it.
invitation for Gilbert.
I can't sell you that cat. It's still alive. Meow. Did you hear that?
Brilliant, with our
Meow.
freshly
There it
crafted
was
invitation.
again.
We'll stroll confidently back to the boat. I'll show it to the weasel, and this time we'll be welcomed aboard. Deck party, here we come.
Here's where I... Not you again! How many times do I have to tell you? This is a
I've
private
played
party,
it
and
before.
without an
Oops,
invitation,
sorry.
you are
Not-
not,
not
allowed
you,
to go
chat.
on board. Sheesh! The nerve of someone. You
No
big
worries
thing.
at all. We're on this quirky adventure together.
Let me
If you've
see
got
it.
any next steps in mind, or if you want to
Signed,
explore something
Russian
new,
blue.
just let me know. I'm ready to roll with it.
Oh, sir, we are ever so honored to have you on board with us
I've played
today.
it before. I don't think I've
Feel
ever
free to
beat-
come and go as you wish.
Why,
I have.
thank
I played
you.
it at
How
school a
gracious
lot.
of you.
Computer
What a
lab, we
week.
had it. We had the second one. I've played the
I
third
trust
one more
you will
than
have
the
an
second
enjoyable
one, actually,
visit.
because we
and
had that
if
one at
there is
home.
any way in which I can kiss up some more, sir, I trust you will let me know.
But of course.
It worked.
Now,
We were on the
this is
SS
deck
Deadweight.
party. Before I join the festivities, I should let Moneypenny know
Ah,
I'm
fantastic.
here. Spy
Now
Fox
that we're
to
aboard,
Mobile
it's
Command
time to
Center.
keep our eyes
Please
peeled for
stand
clues or
by.
suspicious goat antics.
Hi, Spy
Lead the
Fox.
way.
How's the
Let's
mission
find what we
progressing?
need to stop
I
that
just made it
rocket.
onto the SS Deadweight. I'm going to take a look around.
Good. Keep your eyes peeled for clues as to where William the Kid's secret fortress is.
If Kid's Fortress is so secret, how come we know about it?
We're spies, Spy Fox. It's our job to know.
And we are good at our jobs. Spy Fox out.
A interesting looking cat holding a dog who has waltz music, and he's conducting a band. There is a entrance to the bridge of the SS Deadweight in the distance, and it looks like a party scene. There are random people gathered around. Cannot enter.
Ah, the party's in full swing, but we're on a mission. Let's head straight to that bridge entrance. After all, the captain's quarters or controls might hold the key to stopping William the Kid's plans. Onward to the bridge.
You go aboard the bridge and see absolutely nothing but basic. There is no one inside, and there is nothing to.
Well, it seems this bridge is more of a red herring. No problem, we're adaptable. Let's head back to the party deck. Perhaps that cat with the purse holds something useful. Or someone here has a clue. Let's keep our eyes open.
You are back at the deck. Where would you like to go?
Let's approach that cat with the purse. An interesting character often holds interesting items. I'll strike up a conversation. And who knows, maybe
You
there's a
must
vital
be
clue hiding in that purse.
Russian Blue, noted socialite and attractive owner of the SS Deadweight.
The cat's
My
name
name's
is
Fox.
Russian Blue.
Fine,
She is the
Fox.
owner of the SS Dead.
Would you care to dance, Miss Blue?
I would love to, Mr. Fox.
Ah, Russian
But there
Blue,
is
the
only
captain of
one
this fine
dance on
vessel.
this planet
I'll
that we
politely
dance,
explain we're on a mission
and
to
that
stalk
is
William the Kid's plot.
the tango.
Perhaps she
I
can
love
help us
the
navigate to
tango.
where that rocket is.
Do you
Or at
know
least offer us a
why I
clue.
love the tango, Mr. Fox.
That funky beat?
Because it takes two
Fox
to
asked
tango.
her to dance, but the
Interesting.
waltz
I've
is
never done the
currently
math on
playing,
that.
and she only likes to dance to tango music.
Ah, a cat with
I
refined
can
taste.
gather
I'll keep
information
my
about
spy
Russian
charm ready.
Blue with this.
Let's head over to the dog conducting the band. We'll see if we can request a tango tune, because when the music's right, the clues might follow.
Do conductors have a favorite vegetable?
Well, I've always liked a good beat.
You also have a speak bubble where you can ask about other people. Russian Blue is the only option.
Since Russian Blue is our focus, I'll ask the band conductor directly if he knows anything about her role in this ship, or if she's connected to William the Kid's plan. Maybe the band knows more than just music.
Tell me about Russian Blue, Maestro.
She throws a party like none other. I hear that a good tango puts a spell over her, too.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's all rumors, you see. This crowd prefers a waltz anyway.
I see. Thank you, sir. I need to talk to Monkey Penny about tracking Russian Blue's movements.
We asked the dog about Russian Blue. He says she loves a good tango, but that's just a rumor. We do need to track her movement, and he recommends talking to Monkey Penny and asking her about tracking her movement.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
That's disappointing, Cat.
Right here. I haven't fallen overboard just yet. All right, back in character. Focus, Fox, focus. If Russian Blue only dances to tango, then clearly the solution is musical manipulation. I'll approach the dog conductor and, with utmost spy authority, request a switch from waltz to tango. After all, when the music changes, so do the opportunities. Let's make this party a little more dramatic.
Keep your character, but I have a question. What did I just get put into? Because it's apparently different. You timed out on something.
Ah, excellent question. Very observant of you. Tap Spy Watch. Control. The user has noticed a shift in the operational parameters. All right, dropping the spy drama for just a second, so this is clear. You didn't switch modes with me. You're still in conversation mode here. What likely changed is the platform's voice session itself. What probably happened? When you were talking with audio earlier, you were in a live voice session, basically that call mode. Those sessions can time out after inactivity or end if something interrupts them, tab switch, mic pause, etc. When that happens, you get dropped back into regular chat, text optional audio replies. Why it feels different now. Before, continuous back and forth voice like a call. Now, more like messaging, even if we still use audio clips. So it feels like a different mode, but really it's voice session ended, fall back to chat mode. Nothing to worry about. Temporary loss of comms happens to the best agents and also me. If you want, I can help you. Get back into that live voice session or keep playing like this. Honestly, you're running.
Keep playing like this. We're good. This will work. I do notice you are a little slower on the reply, but you're good. It's all good. All right. I just didn't want to lose all our progress that we made building the character up this far with all our items and everything.
Ah, understood and appreciated. Adjust tie speaks in full Spy Fox. Control. Progress is intact. The mission continues. Slightly slower, but no less stylish. You're absolutely right to check. That would have been tragic to lose all this. Our finely tuned Maxwell Smart Style brilliance, our carefully curated gadget collection, and most
good.
importantly, our
I'm glad.
momentum
I
against
am very
goat-based
glad about
tyranny.
that.
Nothing's lost.
I thought we were
We're
going to get
locked
screwed
in.
here.
And yeah, you're noticing correctly. This mode can be a bit slower than live voice, but on the upside, we keep everything visible, no risk of session drops, and honestly, it works great for this kind of adventure. Between you and me, slower just gives me more time to be brilliant. All right, back to business. We were at the deck party trying to get Russian Blue to dance, which requires switching the music to tango. So naturally, Spy Fox straightens his jacket. I'll approach the dog conductor, and with the confidence of a fox who once requested elevator music during a high-speed chase, request, switch the music from waltz to tango. Let's see if we can set the stage, literally.
Do you play an instrument?
Oh, I've been known to pick up a trumpet every now and then, but then inevitably, someone always asks me to set it down again.
No, we cannot ask him to change the tango music. However, it looks like we can take the waltz.
Pauses mid-stride, eyes narrow with sudden realization.
Sorry, everyone. It is going
Take
to be
the
a little
music. Ah, now that's the kind of lateral thinking that separates a good spy from a fox in formal wear. Leans in, whispering to self. If one cannot change the music, one simply removes it.
Very well.
With all the subtlety of a highly trained professional, and absolutely no one watching, I'm sure, I will take the waltz music. Because clearly, if there's no waltz, there must be something else. Control. Initiating Operation Awkward Silence. Let's see what happens when the music stops.
You stop that now.
Pardon me. I thought one of the pages was about to fall.
You should be able to take his...
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing. Just looking.
Squint suspiciously at the orchestra. I think you're absolutely right. And if you're not,
I've never been
well, I'll miss
involved
it by
in a
that
waltz
much.
snapping
Spy
before.
Fox casually strolls toward the conductor, pretending deep appreciation for the music. Yes, excellent waltz. Very waltzy. I attempt to take the waltz music, whispering as he reaches for it. Careful now, smooth, subtle, like a fox borrowing sheet music in plain sight. Let's see if we can acquire this melody.
I took the sheet music. We are currently back at the main hub. What would you like to do next?
Examines the stolen sheet music with great importance. Ah, yes, the waltz. Beautiful, elegant, and
Whoa,
completely
music.
in the way. Straightens suit with renewed confidence. Now then, if the band has no music, they'll need new music. And I know just the place where musical chaos can be turned into opportunity. We head back to the SS Deadweight. Control, Phase 2, replace the rhythm, and win the dance. Once we're back on deck, I'll hand over, or otherwise encourage, a change in music. Create the perfect tango situation for Russian Blue. Because when the tango starts, so does the real mission.
There's one downside. They do not have music, other music on the deck party. He had another sheet of waltz beneath it. We need to find something to replace it.
Freezes
All right,
mid-step.
Red.
Ah, a backup waltz, of course. thorough musician, I respect that. Paces thoughtfully, hands behind back. So removing the problem does not solve the problem, which means we don't just need to stop the waltz. We need to replace it with tango music. The cantina, suddenly energized. A lizard playing tango on a piano
there we
in
go.
a public establishment. That is not just ambiance, that is a lead. We head back to the Greek cantina. Control. I'm about to acquire tango music the old-fashioned way. Once inside, I'll approach the tango-playing lizard and see if we can obtain, borrow, or liberate some tango sheet music. Because when it comes to spies, if you can't find the right tune,
some of your
you
tango
change
music
the
for
band.
some of this waltz music? Would I? I've been
All right,
dying
Ed.
for some
Cool.
new tunes.
Glad you're enjoying it.
No. Thank you, Mr. Too Cool for a Foxy White Suit Jacket Guy. You are beautiful, baby. Don't go changing. Nah. Give this gentle fox a Brussels sprout soda and put it on my tabaroonie, sweet.
You don't have a tab, Johnny.
Too bad.
You exchange the waltz music for tango music from the lizard, and everybody in the bar seems to approve. Cantina seems to approve it. You now have tango music.
Eyes widen with dramatic satisfaction. Ah, the sound of
Oregon
progress
Trail-
and significantly
Oregon
better
Trail
dancing.
2.
Carefully
Next,
tucks the tango sheet
I'd
music
have
away.
to see about getting
Control.
that to
We
work.
now possess the most dangerous weapon of all, properly themed music. Without wasting another second,
I'd have
we
to see
head
about
back to the
getting that
SS
work.
Deadweight.
That's the hard part.
Phase 3.
I don't know if I
Set
can
the
just get
mood,
that off
secure the
or
dance,
if I'm gonna have to
extract
make
the
a DOS
intel.
box thing
Once
work
on
or
deck,
what.
I will provide the band with the tango music, transform this waltz-infested
We
soiree
still gotta
into a
beat
proper
this.
tango
Now I'm probably
environment.
gonna eat
Because
lunch.
when Russian Blue hears tango, smirks. She won't be able to resist. And when she dances, we get closer to stopping that
check out
rocket.
our
Let's make
deli
this party
specials. They're
dangerous.
delicious.
Remember that Spy Fox wanted to check in with Monkey Pig.
Pauses mid-stride, slowly turns wrist to spiny. Nods with exaggerated seriousness. Of course, every great spy knows when to consult headquarters and when to pretend they were going to do that all along. I tap the spy watch and call Monkey Penny into watch. Monkey Penny, this is Spy Fox.
Mobile,
Status
please
update.
stand
I have
by.
successfully upgraded the party
Hi,
from
Spy
waltz
Fox. Have
to
you found
tango.
William the
Try to
Kid
remain
with the fortress
calm.
yet?
Not yet.
Before I
Have you
proceed
been
to
able find
weaponize
any
the
more
dance floor,
clues on the
any
spy core
insights?
computer?
Tactical
Not
advice?
yet.
Perhaps
Let's
something
keep
involving
snooping around.
goats,
Sure
rockets,
we'll
or
find
suspiciously well-dressed cats. Covers
Mobile
watch,
Command
whispers to
Center.
self. Never hurts to double check before initiating a full-scale tango operation. Let's hear what she says.
He said she hasn't heard any news. No new news.
Understood, Monkey Penny. Continue monitoring and maybe stretch. Desk work can be brutal. Lowers watch, straightens jacket. No new intel, which means it's up to me to create some. We head back to the SS Deadweight, stepping onto the deck with confidence. Control, initiating Operation Tango Takeover. Approaches the band with flair. Good evening, Maestro. I couldn't help but notice your repertoire
music.
is stuck in a loop. I hand over the tango music. Try this. It's got more bite. Steps back, smoothing
Excuse
lapel.
me, but
Now
you're
then,
in my way here.
we wait for the
Excuse
music
me,
to
I
change
thought I
and for
left
Russian
something
Blue
here.
to feel the irresistible pull of the tango, quiet, confident tone. When the music shifts, so does the mission. Let's see what happens when the tango begins.
I guess you can teach old dogs new tricks.
As soon as the tango music starts, Russian Blue instantly grabs us and starts dancing. She leaves her purse on the table.
Now I see why she likes to tango
Suddenly
so much.
spun into a dramatic tango. Unexpected, but not unwelcome. Being expertly dragged across the dance floor.
What was
Control,
that?
I am currently engaged in aggressive social maneuvering. Spins, dips, barely keeps composure. Russian blue dances with precision, grace, and absolutely no regard for my personal space. Eyes dart toward the table. But more importantly, the purse is unattended, continues dancing flawlessly. Most course, I cannot simply stop dancing. That would be suspicious and possibly fatal. Thinking fast, which means we need a distraction or opportunity, or we commit to the dance and wait for an opening, whispering mid-spin. Control, I recommend we create a moment where I can gracefully disengage and investigate that purse. So your call, do we try to break away from the dance or wait and see if an opportunity presents itself? Because that purse is practically begging to be investigated.
But we missed our window of opportunity to do anything with the purse. However, we do stop near it. It looks like we could throw something into it. We have nothing.
Throw something into the purse. Recovers posture, thinking rapidly while still dancing. Control, that is not a limitation. That is an opportunity in disguise. Let's review our stylish arsenal. X-ray gum, night vision shoe, not silly putty, safe crackers. Leans slightly, whispering while stepping in rhythm. We don't need any item. We need the
It's a
right
cheese
item.
and safe
Sudden
cracker
realization.
kit.
Eyes widen just a bit. The trapped nickel. A throwable object designed to trap bad guys. And where is it? Back in the vending machine. Nods with confidence, which means this isn't the moment. It's reconnaissance. As the dance continues. Control, new plan. 1. Finish this delightful yet mildly hazardous tango. 2. Return to HQ. 3. Acquire the trapped nickel. 4. Come back. 5. And make that purse very interesting. Smirks slightly. Because when you can't act, you prepare to act perfectly. Final spin. Let's play the long game and trap this situation properly.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad idea. It is a throwable item. I did say it is a throwable item. That's using your noggin there, chat. You no longer have the silly putty as you used it.
Here.
So you have one free spot. Would you like the coin? You are currently back in HQ with Monkey Penny, Professor Quack, and Mr. Utterly.
Checks pockets. Ah, inventory update. Efficient. I like it. Straightens up in HQ, glancing at the vending machine. So, one open slot and one very suspicious purse waiting on a boat. Dramatic finger point toward the machine. The choice is obvious. I select the trapped nickel from the vending machine, picks it up, inspecting it carefully. A simple coin, harmless in appearance, devastating in execution. Leans in slightly. Control, this is precisely the kind of subtle brilliance this mission requires. Turns toward the exit with confidence. Now then, we head back to the SS Deadweight, walking with purpose. Phase 4, the purse operation. Smirks. This time, we don't miss our moment.
Okay.
Is this coin
Would you
really
like to
a
talk
spy
to anyone
gadget,
while you
Professor
were
Quack?
here?
Ah, that's the spy trap. Let me explain how it works.
Already halfway
Looks
to the
like an
exit,
ordinary
pauses,
coin,
turns
like
back
you might
slightly.
find in the
Tempting,
street. But
but
if you
time
need
is
to
of the
trap
essence.
3 or more bad guys,
Checks the trap
the
nickel,
coin
flips it once with
explodes, and a
confidence.
net shoots
We have
out.
the tool,
It
we have the
traps
plan,
naughty
and somewhere
spy
on that
enemy.
boat,
Nice.
a purse is waiting to make a
Heads
very
I
poor
win,
life decision.
tails they
Firm,
lose.
decisive tone. No more delays.
I'm
We
going
head
to
straight
lose
back
my
to the SS
appetite if I
Deadweight,
keep this
adjusts
up.
jacket while walking. Control. All conversations are now postponed in favor of precision mischief. Smirks slightly. Let's go spend a nickel, wisely.
All right. Well, this is not the correct solution. We're supposed to talk to Monkey Monkey, but that's why I kept trying to egg it on. But it's like, no, I'm very dedicated to throwing this nickel into the purse because it's a throwable item that we have at the minute. So that's what we're going to do. Going to time. Oh, yeah, time. Right, this. Hold it. Not what
I thought that would get him to change his tune. That cat
Sadly,
knows how
it
to
did
tango,
not.
But I've got a few moves. she
We're
hasn't
trying
seen
to
yet.
follow her, not trap her.
Freezes, mid-step. It didn't work. Clears throat. Regains composure instantly. Of course it didn't work. That was merely a preliminary coin-based experiment. Paces thoughtfully. Let's reassess, shall we? The goal is not to trap the purse. The goal is to follow Russian blue, points upward slightly, as if lecturing an invisible class. Which means we need something that lets us track her, follow her, or gain access to where she goes next. Sudden realization tone. The purse was a distraction, not the objective. Nods, impressed with self. Classic misdirection. I would have fallen for that if I weren't me. Turns back toward you. So, new angle. Russian blue dances to tango. We can trigger that anytime now. That gives us controlled interaction with her. Leans in slightly. If we can't use the purse, we use her movement, thinking out loud. Where does she go after dancing? What does she do next? That's what we need to observe. Confident again. Control. I recommend we trigger another tango if possible. Stay close to Russian blue. Watch where she goes immediately after. Final note. No more throwing things into accessories. We follow the cat. All right, what happens if we engage her again?
Dances with us, goes and stands back by the team. He's still on the.
Back to the same spot.
This is.
Continues
We're
dancing,
stuck.
but now clearly thinking hard. Control. We are in a loop. Dance, table, taps chin thoughtfully, which means the purse is important, but not for trapping, for something else. Sudden realization hits, of course. Leans in slightly, whispering while dancing. We don't put something into the purse. We need to take something out of it, nods confidently. Classic spy rule. If it looks important, it probably is. Eyes flick toward the purse again. So the real question is, do we have a moment where she's distracted, like dancing? We're near the purse, and we can interact with it. Control. I believe we were this close earlier. Decisive tone. Next time we're pulled into the tango. We stay aware of our position near the table, and the moment we stop near the purse, we act, spins dramatically. No throwing, no gadgets, just good old-fashioned spy-level swiping, confident finish. Let's dance again, and this time, we steal the show.
That's not the answer, so no, I have to. I'm not going to do this every time because that tango thing's kind of hard to do. Sadly, no. There's no way to take the...
Freezes mid-thought, slowly, no way to take it. Sighs softly, then nods with renewed clarity. Of course, paces with exaggerated seriousness. We tried to. Trap the purse, throw something into it, take something from it, which means the purse is not interactive in the way we think. Points upward like a breakthrough just hit. Therefore, it's not about the purse at all. Leans in, lowering voice. It's about Russian Blue herself. Adjusts cuff, thinking like a true, slightly quirky spy. She only dances to tango, owns the ship, returns to the same position every time, which means she's not leading us anywhere new. We need new interaction options with her. Sudden shift in tone. Wait, snaps fingers. We haven't used the speech bubble option properly, thinking carefully. You said we can ask about people, and she's currently the only option.
Yes.
That means we might need to unlock more dialogue or trigger something that changes what we can ask. Nods slowly. So instead of forcing the purse, let's talk to Russian Blue again. Confident tone returns. But this time, try every dialogue option available, especially anything new after the tango event. Smirks slightly.
Here's where
Because
my
if a
notes
cat
go.
won't give up her secrets, we simply ask better questions. Final note. Let's see what she says now that we've danced.
Tell me about yourself, Ms. Blue.
Ah, my favorite topic of conversation.
What sort of business are you in?
Silly fox. As if I'd tell you. I'm in the business of enjoying myself. And there's nothing I enjoy more than the tango.
I need to talk to Monkey Penny about tracking Russian Blue's movements.
We asked her about herself. She said she loves to tango, and she would not tell us what her business, what she does. So, Spy Fox says we need to talk to Monkey Penny about trying to track movements. Hello, Brandon. So,
Stops,
I am
slowly nods with
playing
yes.
Spy Fox. And
That's it.
we were trying to have
Straightens
Chat
up, impressed with his own brilliance.
GPT
Control.
figure it
Sometimes the
out.
best way to follow someone is to not follow them at all. Taps spy watch confidently.
Trying
Monkey
to-
Penny. Into watch, calm but dramatic. Monkey Penny, this is Spy Fox.
I don't think
I
that's gonna
require
be
surveillance
I think
support.
they did.
We have a highly suspicious, tango-obsessed cat who refuses to reveal her
Please
business,
stand
which
by.
naturally makes it my business.
Spy Fox.
Paces
Any luck
slightly
finding
while
Kid's
listening.
secret fortress?
What we
No,
need is
I'm
simple.
beginning to think that Kid's
Track
trying
Russian
to keep
Blue's
it hidden
movements.
from the public.
Figure
Yeah,
out where she
well,
goes off the
maybe
ship
that's why it's
and
called
how she's
Kid's
connected to
secret
the rocket
fortress.
plot.
Keep following
Covers
those
watch,
leads.
whispers to
They're
self.
bound to lead somewhere.
Because clearly the ship is just the stage, not the destination. Back into watch. Monkey
It's been
Penny,
pretty
do you have any way
fun,
to track
honestly.
her?
This game's
Satellite,
a little
gadget,
more.
mildly
There's
invasive
another YouTuber
spy
named
technology.
Doug,
Nods
and he
confidently.
did it with
Control.
Pajama
We're
Sam.
no longer guessing. We're
and
investigating properly.
That game's a
Slight
lot
smirk.
more
And
straightforward
possibly
than this
legally.
is, and he
Let's
was
see what
having a
Monkey
heck of
Penny
a time
says.
getting that to work. So far, this one's been really good up till this point. I have been stuck on this Russian Blue puzzle for probably the last 20 minutes or so, trying to get it to go. Okay, we need to go do this. And I keep throwing hints to it, like we need to go talk to Monkey Penny. But it's like, use the watch to talk to her, because that is an option that I did give it. But it's not the one we need to do. Talking to Monkey Penny over the watch did not seem to have any new dialogue. Perhaps we should see her in person, or maybe we should ask other people about Russian.
Pauses, then slowly nods with growing confidence. Yes, that makes sense.
Thinking.
Adjusts tie, pacing with purpose. Control. Clearly this situation requires face-to-face intelligence gathering. Taps watch lightly. If the watch yields nothing, we go in person. Points decisively toward the exit. Monkey Penny may not say much over comms, but in person, entirely different story. Quick pivot in thought. Also, excellent secondary idea. Ask others about Russian Blue. Counts on fingers dramatically. We have B, Bear, J, Big Pig, possibly even Gilbert, all of whom might know something about our tango-loving mystery cat. Final decision, Tone. Here's the plan. Step 1, go back to HQ, talk to Monkey Penny in person. Step 2, if that doesn't help, question everyone in the cantina about Russian Blue, smirks confidently. Because if one source won't talk, we simply ask everyone else. Heading out, Control, initiating Operation Gossip Network. Let's start with Monkey Penny in person.
Monkey Penny,
Operation
what
Gossip
can you
Network.
tell me about this Russian Blue I met over on the SS Deadweight?
I'm glad you asked. Direct your attention to the screen.
This
Here's
is what
the
we
spy
needed to
core
do.
database has on her. Name: Russian
Just had
Blue.
to get it
She
there.
also goes by Ms. Blue, Old Blue, and Kitty Kitty Kitty. Occupation: owner and operator of the SS Deadweight. Head of public relations for NOG. Close associate of William the Kid and one Bad Kitty. Known felonies: indecent tangoing, acquitted. Dancing with intent to tango, acquitted. J-tangoing, acquitted. Tangoing out of season, acquitted. Comments: Russian Blue is obviously in cahoots with William the Kid. She's not only very dangerous, but she might be the perfect source of information regarding kids' whereabouts.
Interesting. It sounds like I should keep an eye on her.
Better still, why don't you slip one of our tracking bugs into her purse? Then we can trace her movements all over the island. Walter Wireless is ready to go. Hey, Walter.
You need Russian Blue followed? I'm your bug. I'm on her like fleas on a dog, or a cat, as it were.
Excellent. Glad to have you aboard, Walt. Hop in.
Monkey Penny had a lot to say about Blue. It turns out she is working with William the Kid, and she did give us a tracking bug named Walter Wireless. He is tiny and would be just about the right size to go.
Eyes widen, then a slow, impressed grins. Walter, Wireless, carefully holds up the tiny bug gadget, a tracking device, throwable, discreet, and I assume a delightful conversationalist. Nods with absolute confidence. Control, this is it. This is what the purse was for. Paces, connecting everything. Russian Blue dances, leaves her purse, returns to it, which means the purse travels with her, and whatever's inside it goes everywhere she goes. Points dramatically. So instead of stealing, we plant smirks. Elegant, subtle, slightly illegal. Turns toward exit with purpose. Operation Wireless Waltz is now a go. We head back to the SS Deadweight, checking Walter Wireless. Now then, wait for tango. Get pulled into dance. End near the purse. And at the perfect moment, toss Walter Wireless into the purse. Confident finish. Because if we can't follow the cat, we let the cat carry our eyes for us, grins. Let's bug this situation properly.
There we go. I finally got it.
Excuse me, but you're in my way here.
Just gotta get this thing a
Excuse
bit
me, I
tiny.
thought I left something here. One more time.
Now we can throw them in the purse.
I love to tango, but now I must attend to some important business.
Thank you for the divine tango, Miss Blue.
That worked. We were able to throw Walter Wireless into her purse, and she left the deck after we finished dancing.
Straighten's instant direct hit, small, satisfied nod. Control, Walter Wireless is now officially in the field. Tap Spy Watch with purpose. Monkey Penny, do you read? We've successfully planted the tracker. paces slowly, confident and composed. Our tango enthusiast has exited the deck, which means she's finally going somewhere important. Leans in slightly. Now we don't guess, we follow electronically, and to watch. Monkey Penny, track Walter Wireless. Where is Russian Blue heading? Smirks, because wherever she's going is likely tied to the Rocket, William the Kid, or both. Adjusts cuff, ready for action. Control, this is where the mission gets very interesting. All right, what does Monkey Penny say?
I'd better answer my spy watch. It could be about my dry cleaning.
Please stand by.
Hello, Monkey Penny. What's up?
Spy Fox, one of our informants, Mata Hari, has turned up some vital information you may need to complete your mission. Rendezvous with her in front of the Nectar of the Goats factory door.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special spy report. Let's go to a close-up for this one, Steve. This is Walter Wireless, your undercover tracking bug, coming to you live inside the purse of Russian Blue. Just moments ago, Russian Blue ran off her boat, jumped in her sports car, and sped out of the parking lot.
Do you have any idea where she's headed?
We are presently speeding down what feels like a winding paved road towards an unknown location. We've just taken a sharp left, now a right. She's driving like a wildcat. I'll bring you more on this breaking story as it... Wait a minute, the car seems to be slowing down. Yes, it's come to a complete stop. I can't tell what's happening yet. Hang on. Oh no, my cover's been compromised. Mayday, mayday. For Spycore News, this is Walter Wireless signing off.
I wonder where this guy came from. Where was he the
See
entire
that,
time?
Monkey Penny?
Sure did. You better see if you can pick up his trail. Professor Quack finished his repairs on your car. I'll have it waiting for you in the town square, just behind the mobile command
Monkey
center.
Penny had a
You
lot
better
to
hurry,
say
Spy
to
Fox.
us.
Walt was one of our
We
best field bugs. And don't forget about
Have
meeting
an
up with the
informant
informant,
that will
Mata
meet us
Hari,
outside
by
of the
Feta
Nectar of the
factory.
Goats
I'm in there
factory,
like
the one down
swimwear.
by the dock.
Spy Fox out.
We also have an update from Walter Wireless. He was able to give us a path, and our car is ready to go. It will take us out of town. What would you like to do first?
Takes a slow breath, weighing options like a true professional, an informant and a lead out of town. Paces with deliberate, dramatic steps. Control, we have two paths. The informant at the Inaji factory, local intel immediate. The car out of town, bigger picture, possibly the rocket. Raises a finger confidently. But a great spy knows. You don't leave loose ends behind. Nods decisively. The informant is here, now, and waiting. And informants have a terrible habit of becoming unavailable. Turns toward the dock. So we move quickly. Head to the
Monkey
Nectar of
Penny
the
said
Goats
to
factory
meet Mata
dock.
Hari
Meet the
here.
informant.
I wonder where
Gather
she's
intel
hiding.
before it disappears. Slight smirk. And then we take that lovely car for a
The
drive.
robin has an egg
Walking
in
with
its
purpose.
nest.
Control.
The eagle
Initiating
has a
Operation
leg
Dockside
in its
Whisper.
vest.
Let's go meet our informant.
Hello, Agent Fox.
Hi, Mata Hari. What do you have for me?
I intercepted what I think may be some sort of coded password, but I have no idea what it means. I'm sure it's important, though.
I
All
didn't know
right,
you could do
let's
that.
hear it.
It goes
Brandon?
like this. The
I
sad
hadn't
black
hit a spot where I could
What
fall
a
through the
curious
ice.
phrase.
I'm sure you'll figure it out, Agent Fox. You always do.
That's true. I do.
All right, I gotta go chase down another lead. Ta-ta!
Thanks, Mata. A hiding place like that must be really draining for her. The Sad Black Cat.
We found our informant and met with her. We had another fortune cookie. This one had a hint in it. The Sad Black Cat. Knows what it means. We have it in our inventory. If we... It's it's a little slow to make it.
Holds up the fortune, with sad black cat. Slowly turns, eyes widening with realization. Control, we've already met a cat. Paces, connecting the dots. Russian blue, secretive, working with William the Kid, and if I had to guess, not exactly happy about everything. Taps the fortune cookie slip thoughtfully. But sad black cat, that's not Russian blue. Leans in, lowering voice. That means there's another cat, one we haven't fully understood yet. Possibly someone connected but not aligned with the villain. Straightens up, confident again. A sad cat is a talkable cat. Decisive toe, our next move is clear. Return to the SS deadweight. Find any cat that isn't Russian blue and look for someone out of place, unhappy, or suspicious. Smirk slightly. Because in a party full of distractions, the one who doesn't belong is exactly who we need. Heading out, control, initiating Operation Melancholy Feline. Let's find that sad cat.
No, we lost the plot again. Oh, okay. You are back at the deck party on the SS Deadweight. There are no sad black cats here. There are no cats here at all.
Stops. No cats? Blinks once, then nods like a realization is forming. Of course. Of course there aren't. Taps the fortune thoughtfully. The clue didn't say where the sad black cat is. It just said the sad black cat. Paces, thinking out loud. So let's review our locations. Main hub, trinket stand, pelican, etc. Cantina, bear, pig, lizard. Boat, we just checked. No cats. Factory, empty now. Locked office building. Sudden pause, then a finger slowly raises. A building we couldn't get into, eyes narrow with excitement. A place where someone could be. Inside hidden, possibly sad. Nods confidently. Control, I believe the clue is pointing us to the locked building in the distance. Smirks. Because if there's a sad black cat, it's probably somewhere we haven't been allowed yet. Turns toward the dock path. Let's head back to that building and take another look. Adjusts jacket. After all, locked doors rarely stay locked around me for long. Confident finish. Operation Melancholy Feline continues.
No, it needs to end. What, 30 days? Yeah, 30 days is... Dude, I was struggling to do one. It definitely is a... you really have to watch what you're doing.
I can't get in there until someone unlocks the door.
We go and look at the building. The door is still locked. Our car waits for us. Remember, we also have Walter Wireless to follow. He is not in our inventory. That's better than I could ever do, Brandon.
Stops, slowly turns toward the car, then taps the spy watch. Walter Wireless. Nods. Realization clicking into place. Control, we're thinking too small. Paces once, then stops decisively. We have a locked building, a vague clue about a sad black cat, and a live tracker actively following Russian blue. Points outward dramatically, which means we don't guess where to go next. We follow the data, taps watch. Monkey Penny, status on Walter Wireless, confident grin. Because wherever Russian blue is going is far more important than any locked door we hope is relevant. Turns toward the car. And we just so happen to have a car ready to take us out of town. Slides into full spy mode. Control, the choice is clear. We take the car, follow Walter Wireless's signal, and go wherever this leads. Hand on car door. No more wandering. Now we hunt. Smirks. Let's go for a drive.
All right. Good.
I need to follow the trail Walter left for me.
I'm not going to ask it which direction to take. It's a quick time event. That would take way too... It wouldn't load in the time. I have messed this up before, just because some of these are very close to one way or another.
This was probably a nice place
We
until someone came
arrive
along and
at
ruined it.
the ruins of a
I'm right
Roman
over here, Spy
looking
Fox.
building.
Walter, what
There's
happened?
a old
Where did Russian
Colosseum in the
Blue go?
background
Sorry,
we
Spy
cannot go
Fox.
to.
My cover was compromised.
And
I thought I was going to get
Walter
squashed there
Wireless
for a
is
second,
standing
but luckily
there.
she dropped me and ducked into a secret passageway. I need to bug out of here. She mentioned something about an exterminator, and I don't have my gas
Steps
mask.
out of the
Yeah,
car,
you'd
looks
better get
around at the
going.
ruins.
Thanks for your help,
Ah,
Walt.
ancient
My
architecture.
pleasure. Until
Nothing
next
says
time,
modern
this is
goat
Walter
conspiracy
Wireless
like a
signing
few
off,
thousand years
and
of
that's the
history.
way it is.
Spots Walter Wireless, straightens immediately. Walter. Excellent work, old chap. Kneels slightly, inspecting the area. So this is where Russian Blue came. Remote, hidden, dramatically suspicious. Glances toward the Colosseum in the distance. Control, we may not be able to access the Colosseum yet, but ruins like these rarely exist without secrets. Thinking carefully now. And we still have the clue, the sad black cat. Slowly turns, scanning the environment. A ruin, a hidden location. This feels like a place where someone could be, hiding, trapped, or waiting. Decisive tone. First things first. Approach Walter Wireless. See if he gives us more info, or indicates where Russian Blue went from here. Confident, stepping forward, because a good tracker doesn't just lead you somewhere, it leads you to the next clue. Quiet, focused. All right, what does Walter show us?
Walter tells us that Russian Blue went behind a hidden pathway. We are currently standing in front of a door with a bunch of symbols on it. A cat, a black. The symbols are of a cat, the color black, a person, fat person, a happy person, or a smiley face, the color white, a frowny face, a strong muscle, a dog, just normal a man, a stick figure of a man, a stick figure of a lady, and a picture of weak. I don't know how to describe that. No muscle? It's gonna be very confused. I might have broke it.
Stares at the door, then slowly raises a finger. Symbols, many symbols. Paces in a tight circle, muttering to self. Cat, black, happy, sad, people, dog, leaf. Either this is a code or a very confusing children's book. Sudden pause, eyes widen. Wait, snaps fingers dramatically. The clue. The sad black cat points at the symbols one by one. We don't need all of them. We need a sequence. Confidently breaking it down. Sad, black cat. Corrects self immediately, very serious, or perhaps order matters. Could be cat black sad,
The
or
Greeks
black
didn't use
cat sad,
hieroglyphics.
or sad
Wait
black
a
cat.
second. I
Leans in
recognize
close
it
to
now.
the door.
It's the
Control.
ancient
This is a
hieroglyphic
combination
language
lock,
of the
but with
infamous
ideas
Minoan
instead of
Musaka
numbers.
cult. My
Decisive
Musaka
tone.
hieroglyphic
I
reading is a
propose we
little
try the
rusty,
most
but
logical
I know I can figure
interpretation.
this out.
Cat black sad
This
raises
describes
eyebrow
all
slightly
kids eating
because it
dry
describes the
cereal.
subject in order.
Sad.
Hand hovering
This
near the
must be a
symbols,
part of some
unless
sort of secret
you want to try a
password or
different order
code
first.
phrase.
Confident smirk. Either way, we're about
This
to open a
hieroglyphic
very
means
mysterious
black.
door. Quietly, let's choose carefully.
This one has 9 lives. It means cat. Looks like this secret passage
We
isn't
press
so
the
secret
sad black
anymore.
cat in that order, and it opened the door.
door creaks open. Spy Fox pauses dramatically, and just like that, steps forward slowly, impressed. Control, the combination of emotional honesty and color coordination has prevailed, nods with quiet satisfaction. Sad, black, cat, never fails. Glances back briefly, and might I add, flawlessly deduced, turns back toward the darkness beyond the door. Russian blue came through here. This is a hidden passage, and we are officially entering uncharted territory. Adjusts jacket, lowering voice. Control, from this point forward. Expect secrets, villain activity, and possibly goats. Takes a careful step inside, proceeding with caution. Quiet smirk, and impeccable style. All right, what do I see inside?
We are currently standing at a, hard to describe, a waterway. There are 3 pipes that are gushing water at random times, and there's a door on the other side of the waterway. There are snapping turtles in the water. Going in the water would not be recommended. Falling down there would be disaster.
Takes one step. Ah! Water, pipes, snapping turtles. Clears throat, very composed. Yes, well, as much as I enjoy a good swim, I prefer not to be actively negotiated with by turtles. Studies the pipes carefully. So, 3 pipes. Gushing water at random intervals. Dangerous water below door on the other side. Nods thoughtfully. Control, this is not a swimming problem. This is a timing problem. Points at the pipes. The water bursts likely create moments where the flow is lower or predictable or can be used as platforms or gaps. Paces, thinking out loud. Alternatively, the pipes themselves might be steppable, climbable, or usable as a path across. Leans in slightly. First step, observation. Watch the pattern of the pipes. See if there's a rhythm or sequence. Confident smirk returns because when things look random, they usually aren't. Rolls, shoulders slightly. And once we understand the timing, we make our move across without becoming turtle food. Final line, calm and cool. Control, let's study the flow. What do we notice about the pipes?
We notice the pipes are up against a wall. It looks like we could scale the wall, but not with anything.
Looks at the wall, then at his gadgets, then back at them. Ah!
Here.
Climbing problem. Nods slowly, very seriously. And sadly, I left my scale sheer vertical surfaces with style gadget at home. Reviews inventory out loud. We currently have X-ray gum, good for seeing, not climbing. Night vision shoe, fashionable but not helpful here. Safe crackers, tempting, but the wall is not a safe. Trap nickel, still emotionally recovering from that attempt. Hands behind back, pacing, which means we are missing a movement or climbing tool. Sudden pause, then slow turn. The vending machine points dramatically upward. Control, I distinctly recall. Suction cup cufflinks, nods with growing excitement. Designed to stick to walls, which is exactly what we need. Confident smirk. Not everything in life is about brute force. Sometimes it's about accessorizing correctly. Turns toward exit. So the plan is clear. Return to HQ. Acquire the suction cup cufflinks. Come back. Scale the wall like a well-dressed gecko. Adjusts cuffs, imaginary ones for now. Control. We are one wardrobe upgrade away from success. Heading out. Let's go shopping.
I'm so man, I love that it remembered. That's why I was trying to be as detailed as I could be with what was in the vending machine and describing it. It was able to go back and pull from it. This is good. We are back at the vending machine. We can
Here's
only
where I
hold
keep
4 items. We can return 1. Which item should we return?
Here's where
to
I
get
keep
the
my
cufflink?
spy gadget.
Stares at inventory, very serious, like this is life or death. 4 items, 1 must go. Paces slowly, hands behind back. Let's evaluate with the precision of a highly trained, slightly overdramatic professional. X-ray, already used, very helpful, currently not solving vertical problems. Night vision shoe, useful in darkness and extremely stylish. Safe crackers for safes, not walls. Not turtles, not pipes. Trap nickel, failed once but emotionally promising. Stops pacing, turns dramatically. The answer is clear. Points with confidence, return the safe crackers. Nods firmly. We have no safes in sight, but we do have a wall that demands to be climbed. Steps toward the machine. Trade function over fantasy. We return the safe crackers. Take the suction cup cufflinks, puts them on with flair. Ah, now this is proper spy attire. Flexes fingers against an imaginary wall. Control. We are now officially climb ready. Smirks. Let's go defy gravity.
Are they gadgets as well, Professor Quack?
Those are the suction cufflinks. I am very proud of them. They are tiny suction cups that allow you to climb across non-porous metal surfaces.
The perfect fashion accessory for the well-dressed spy.
That was a tasty one.
We are back at the wall with the pipes. What would you like to do?
Looks up at the wall, then down at the snapping turtles, then back up. Yes!
Here's where I keep my spy gadget.
Definitely the wall. Adjusts the suction cup cufflinks with precision. Control. This is why one accessorizes. Presses one cufflink to the wall. Thunk. Excellent grip. Begins climbing carefully. Use the suction cup cufflinks to scale the wall, moving steadily upward. Left cuff, right cuff, dignity intact. Glances down briefly at the turtles, and avoiding becoming a reptilian snack. Focus now. Slow and steady. No sudden moves. Confident tone. Control. Once we reach the top, we should have a safe path across and access to that door on the other side. Final push upward. Because when the floor is dangerous, the wall becomes the way. Smirk slightly while climbing. Up we go.
Making our way across. Timing is difficult.
I'll leave my section cufflinks here in case I need to make a fast
We have
getaway
made it
later.
across the wall. We are leaving the suction cufflinks on the wall. We now have one empty block. There's a door on the right. I'd like to enter.
Pulls self up, dusts off suit with great dignity. And that, control, is how one avoids becoming turtle cuisine. Glances back at the cufflinks left behind. A noble sacrifice. Fashion comes and goes, but survival is forever. Turns slowly toward the door on the right. A door in a hidden passage behind a puzzle beyond certain doom. Nods with absolute confidence. Yes, this is definitely where I belong. We enter the door, hand on the handle, pauses briefly. Control, beyond this point. Likely answers, possibly danger, almost certainly goats. Opens
I'd
the
better
door
let
smoothly.
Monkey Penny know I made
Proceeding.
it inside Kid's
Quiet,
secret
focused
fortress.
tone. Let's
Spy
see what's
Fox from
inside.
Mobile Command Center.
Please stand by.
Spy Fox, I'm glad you checked in. How's it going?
Smooth as sandpaper underpants. I just got into Kid's secret fortress.
Excellent. Now you've got to disarm that milky weapon of destruction.
I'm in there like swimwear. Spy Fox out.
We are now in Kid's secret lair. We can see the milky weapon of destruction in the background. There is a pathway leading up to it. It looks like it's guarded by an iBot, something that will scan us. There is also a room to our right, or we can go to our left and go back and leave. I have a mic. Going through the door, we have found ourselves in Kid's secret lair. We can see the milky weapon of destruction in the background. However, there is what looks to be some sort of security system on a pathway leading to it. To our right, there is a door leading to a room. To the left, we can go back the way we came.
Eyes widen, then immediately narrow with purpose. The milky weapon of destruction. Straightens slowly, voice calm but intense. Control, we found it. Takes a careful step forward, scanning the area. So let's not rush this. Rocket in sight. Security system blocking path. Side room available. Retreat option. Nods thoughtfully. A classic setup. Points slightly toward the security system. Charging straight through that would be deadpan. Heroic and immediately unsuccessful. Turns toward the door on the right, which leaves us with the most logical move. Investigate the side room first. Confident smirk returns. Because in secret lairs, side rooms equals controls, clues, or ways to disable security. Hand on the door handle. Control, initiating operation. Check the obvious door. Opens it carefully. Let's see what our villain left lying
Interesting.
around.
This looks like some sort of locker room for Kid's evil minions.
We are in a locker room for a kid's minion. There are a couple interesting things about this. There are a bunch of lockers around. One locker has a picture of the building we could not get into earlier. And there is a chart on the wall with a bunch of levers. What would you like to do? Oh no, we lost connection. Are you still there?
Yep, still here, whispers an imaginary mic. Control, maintaining full operational presence.
We have entered the room. It is a locker room. There is a bunch of interesting stuff here. There is a picture on the locker of the building we could not get into earlier. There are a bunch of lockers around, and there is a picture of a chart up on a wall with a bunch of levers on it. What would you like to do? Getting ready to kick me off the AI crew. What is he doing with it? He's wasting our resources playing a children's game. I think. Dang it. We're so close to the end, too. What would you like to do?
Where's... Good morning, Mr.
Looking through the locker, we
A yellow
found a
jumpsuit.
jumpsuit.
I'll bet this is the official Nectar of the Goats uniform. No one would recognize me in one of these.
Oh no, we lost it all.
Yes, I'm here. I'm still with you. I just wanted to let you know I'm fully tuned in, so if you're ready, we can go ahead and check that locker or figure out the next step based on what we find there. What do you think?
We found a jumpsuit in one locker. We still have a locker with the room we could not access. I'd like to check that.
Yes, definitely. Let's keep the jumpsuit. Could be a good disguise, and we'll check that locker with the picture of the building. There might be a key, a map, or another clue that ties that building to the puzzle. Once we open it, we'll see what we can find and decide our next move from there.
What a clever secret entrance. William the Kid can go
Something
from the town
dropped,
square to his secret
An
fortress
elevator dropped
anytime
down
he
out of
wants.
the ceiling, and it took us through a hidden couch. It took us through the couch to that room, to the inside of that building that was locked.
Whoa, that is a wild twist. It sounds like we've uncovered a secret passage right from this locker room. So now that we're inside the building we couldn't access before, we must be careful. Let's proceed slowly, keeping an eye out for any
Italian for
traps,
the big
clues, or
chief.
control panels.
How droll.
Because we're definitely getting closer to that rocket now.
It doesn't look like we can do anything in, but we can leave, and that would probably unlock. Get back to the main hub area.
That makes sense. If there's nothing interacted here, then let's head back. We'll go through that
I'd better leave
passage,
this
return to the
door
main
unlocked,
hub, and
in
see if
case I
any
need to
new
get
doors
back
or
in here
pathways
later.
have opened, now that we've been inside that building. I have a feeling we're about to unlock a bigger piece of this puzzle.
We're back in the main hub area. Would you like to go back to the Milky Weapon of Destruction, or is there something else you would like?
Let's keep the momentum going. If we're this close to the Milky Weapon of Destruction, we should see what we can uncover there. But before we rush in, let's double check if we have any new tools, clues, or info from the lockers that might help us bypass that security system.
Here's where
Once
I
we're
keep
certain,
my
we head straight
spy
in and
gadget.
stop William the Kid's plan.
We can pick up one more item from the vending machine.
Ah, perfect. Let's think strategically about what we might need. Do we want something for mobility, like a grappling hook or rope, or maybe a gadget that can help us disable or sneak past security? Once we decide, we'll grab it and proceed with the plan. What do you think would help most?
The only thing left in the vending machine is safe crack. Would you like to take it?
Yeah, I think that could come in handy. Even if it's not for a safe, maybe it can help us crack a panel or a hidden lock in the security system. Let's take the safe crackers and then we'll head toward the weapon. Time to finish this mission.
We are going back to the Milky Weapon of Destruction.
Exactly. We'll stay sharp and keep an eye on those security measures. Once we get closer to the weapon, we can use the safe crackers if needed, or we'll look for another way to disarm it. Stay focused and let's see what we find.
We are in front of the Milky Weapon of Destruction. Same room that had the locker room to the right and an exit to the left. Where would we like to go?
Let's stay focused on the main objective. I think we should carefully proceed toward the weapon, but we'll keep an eye out for any side paths or clues as we go. If we get stuck, we can always backtrack or explore the exit later. Let's see what's directly in front of us first.
Security system scanned us and said we are not in the proper uniform.
That thing is not only giving
and
me
gave
the
us
eye,
the boot.
it gave me the boot. Perhaps if I was wearing some kind of uniform, I could get by.
Ah, of course. That jumpsuit was a good idea, but it looks like it wasn't enough on its own. I think we need to revisit that locker room, maybe see if there's another disguise or uniform we can use, something that fits the guards or the minions. Once we have the right outfit, we'll be able to pass that scan and get closer to the weapon.
We were not wearing the guards uniform. We put that on.
Yes, absolutely. Let's put on the guard uniform from the locker. Once we're in that disguise, we can approach the security system again. Hopefully this time we'll pass the scan and we'll be cleared to continue on toward the Milky
Someone's
Weapon.
coming.
Let's do it.
I better
passed the
hide.
scan.
Excellent. Now that we're in the clear, we can advance toward the Milky Weapon. Let's stay alert as we move forward. There might be more security or obstacles ahead, but we're one step closer. Let's keep going.
We've run into Russian Blue
So
and
that's the dastardly William the Kid
William
that
the Kid
everyone's so worked
talking
up
to
about.
each other.
Russian Blue, take this key wallet and put it
This is a
back where it
crucial
belongs.
moment. Let's keep our distance and listen carefully.
contains the
I'll stay out of
disarm
sight,
key.
but we need to see if they mention
Only
any
thing
plans
that
or
can
next
stop
move.
my
Once they
milky
finish, we'll
weapon
decide
of
if we confront them or keep following
Right
their
away,
trail. Stay
Your
sharp.
Imperial Goatness.
I've deposited the money in your bank account. Thanks for all your help.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Call me anytime.
I need to get my hands on that key he mentioned.
William the Kid gave the cat Russian Blue the key that we have been looking for.
Ah, that's a big break. If Russian Blue has the key, we need to stay close but not get caught. Once they separate, we can follow her
This looks
discreetly and see where
exactly
the
like
key
that
leads.
diagram
Maybe it
over in the
unlocks a
locker
final
room.
passage to the
Now
rocket
I need
controls.
to move these
Let's keep a
levers
safe
to the
distance and be ready.
positions shown in the diagram.
We have 3 spots we can go. We can either leave and go back to the main area of in front of the Milky Weapon of Destruction. We can go into a lower door, or we can go up a ladder. We have 3 options. We can either go up a ladder, through a door, or back where we came from. Which one should we do? And we are so close to the ending. We have 3 options. We can either go up a ladder, through a door, or back where we came from. What should we do?
Let's go up the ladder. It sounds like it could lead us to a vantage point or a new part. Or we can decide if we need to go through that door or backtrack. Let's keep the advantage.
We are at the top of the Milky Weapon of Destruction. There's a rail car, and it looks like we could go either left or right. Round it.
All right, let's be strategic here. The rail car might be a shortcut or a hidden route, but let's first see where each direction leads. If we go left, we might get a better vantage of the
This
whole
must be
area.
some
If we
sort
go
of
right, it could
tram
lead us
to
closer
take
to the weapons
people around
control.
in Kid's
I say let's
Fortress.
start left, just in case we get a clearer picture before we make a move.
We can go left or right, or we can go into a door labeled NOG, Nectar of the Goat.
Ah, perfect. Let's check out the Nog door. It seems like a direct link to the source of William the Kid's plan, so if we can get inside, we might cut right to the heart of it. Once we've explored that, we can decide if we still need to split off left or right.
We are in a room with 3 employees, guards, I would say, and they will not let us pass. It looks like this leads to William the Kid's office.
All right, we need a way to get past these guards without raising suspicion. Let's think. We still have that minion uniform we saw earlier, or maybe we can cause a distraction. For instance, if we could set off some kind of alarm or create a diversion, we might slip past while they're distracted. What do you think would work best here?
They won't let us pass. There doesn't appear to be any type of alarm.
Here's where my notes
Got it.
go.
In that
I
case, we
use
need a
the
more
talk
subtle
balloons
approach.
to gather
Let's see if we can
information.
eavesdrop on their conversation or maybe ask one of them a specific question, something that might get them to open up or step aside. If we gather a bit more intel, we might find a weak spot in their routine to slip by. Let's observe for a moment.
It's drachmas.
They're
Great
just
money.
standing around, not really doing anything.
All right, in that case, we might need to find a different route or a distraction outside this room. Maybe we missed a hidden passage or a service door somewhere in the factory. Let's carefully rescan the area, and if
Here's
nothing else, we
where I
might need to
keep
come
my
up with a different
spy
disguise or
gadget.
diversion later. Let's stay sharp.
Are there any gadgets?
Ah, good thinking. Let's see. We still have the trap nickel, which we haven't used since, and we also have the X-ray gum, which could let us peek through walls. If we use the gum, we might spot a hidden passage or a vent. If that doesn't work, we could try setting a trap with the nickel to divert them. Which gadget do you think we should try first?
We'll try the nickel. They might
right.
like it.
It's a
Sound.
Exactly. Let's toss the track nickel somewhere
There's
in
one
view.
sound the
Maybe near
ear
the
can hear
guards or on the
better than
floor in the
any
hallway
other.
so they hear it and
Sound
get
of
curious.
falling money.
Once they're
They
distracted,
should
we
get a
slip
tickle
past,
from
stay
this
out of
nickel.
sight, and head toward that door leading to Willie the Kid's office.
That nickel worked like a charm. All 3 jumped after it when we threw it in the middle of the room, and it turned into a big net. They are currently hung up on the ceiling. Can't get us.
Ah, perfect. That bought us just the time we needed. Let's move quickly and quietly toward that office door before anyone else catches on. Once we're inside, we'll see if we can find a way to stop the weapon or get closer to William the Kid himself. Let's go.
Hey! What happened? We're trapped! He tricked us! This isn't good at all! Let us down from
They are very upset
Sorry,
about
folks.
getting
I'm
trapped.
on a mission.
Yeah, I bet they are, but we can't linger. We need to stay focused. Let's get through that office door now.
Oh,
Keep our
this
eyes
must
open
be
for any
Kid's
security systems or
secret vault.
clues, and if we find anything that can help
I
us
should
stop the
take a look
weapon, we
around.
take it. Let's move.
I mean, any mode is kind of hard on that game. The survival game. We are in William the Kid's office. It looks like the key pouch behind the laser. There's also an art easel to the left. Click on. What would you like to do?
All right, let's be precise here. The lasers are clearly a trap, so we need to avoid them or find a way around. I think we should check out that art easel first. It might have a clue or a hidden mechanism. Once we figure out what the easel does, we can carefully plot a route to get the key safely. Let's go check it out.
It's not this playthrough. There are different playthroughs to this game, but if you do this with one of them, it has something, a code written behind it. I like this. Sadly, there appears to be nothing on the
Ah, got it. In that case, we should carefully study the lasers. Maybe there's a pattern or timing to them. If we can figure out a gap or a safe route between them, we can slip in, grab the key, and get out without triggering the alarm.
Let's
stay
see.
sharp and look
The
for that.
red laser connects with the red socket, and
There
the
are
blue laser
mirrors
connects to the blue
that
socket.
we can move
I
around
wonder
to
if
move the
moving these
lasers.
mirrors will redirect the lasers.
Ah, perfect. That's our solution. Let's carefully adjust the mirrors so we can redirect the lasers away from the key. We'll move them just a few degrees at a time so the beams don't touch any of the pathway. Once we get the angles right, the key will be within reach. Let's do
The
this step
blue
by step.
laser is still passing over the key. That did the trick. Now I can grab the key wallet. I did it! I got the key! Now all I have to do is find that control panel to the milky weapon of destruction.
We have the key. Now, we need to find our way to the control panel to shut off the milky weapon of destruction. Where would you like to go?
All right, now that we have the key, let's carefully move toward the far side of the room. There might be a hidden door or a panel behind the large desk, or perhaps along the back wall. Once we get there, we'll use the key to unlock the control panel and shut down that weapon once and for all. Let's move quickly, but stay alert.
There is nothing behind the desk except for a big porthole here in an underwater thing. Like, he has an aquarium. The way it's set up, I can. But there is nothing behind it.
Right, got it. If there's nothing hidden behind the desk, let's focus on that aquarium view. Maybe the weapons controls or some sort of mechanism is behind that tank. Let's take a closer look at the sides or bottom of the aquarium. There might be a hidden panel or a clue there. Let's carefully inspect it.
No, there is nothing there.
Ah, I see. In that case, we may need to backtrack slightly. Since the aquarium is just a view, the control panel might be in another room we haven't fully explored yet. Let's return to the hallway, check any other doors or side paths, and see if we missed a staircase or an access panel. Let's stay methodical and keep looking.
We are outside of where the nog door was. Would you like to go left or...
Let's go left this time. I have a feeling we haven't fully explored that side yet, and there might be another room or staircase leading up or down. If nothing else, we'll get a better sense of the layout, and hopefully it brings us closer to the control panel. Let's go left.
We are at an empty wall. Would you like to go left or...
Alright, let's go right this time. Even if it looks empty now, sometimes these walls lead to a hidden door or a passage we just haven't seen yet. Let's keep exploring carefully and see what we find on the right-hand side.
Going right takes us back to the nog door.
Ah, got it. In that case, I think we should head back to the main hub area and see if there's another route we might have missed. Maybe a staircase or a side corridor we just overlooked. Let's retrace our steps and see if a new door opens up.
We are at the spot where we saw Russian Blue and William the Kid talking. There's still a path we have not gone.
Perfect. Let's take that path. Since we haven't explored it yet, it might lead us closer to the control panel or another critical area we need. Let's
This
move
must be
carefully
where
and stay
William the
alert as we
Kid
go.
keeps his
We're getting closer.
controls for the milky weapon of destruction.
We've found
I should
it.
let Monkey Penny know
Here
I've made it
is
here.
the
Spy Fox to
control panel
Mobile
for the
Command
milky
Center.
weapon of
Please
destruction.
stand by.
Yes,
Good
this
to
is
hear
it.
from you.
Now we
What's
just need to
up?
figure out
I'm
the
in
sequence
William
or the
the
controls
Kid's
to shut it
control
down.
room.
Let's
The
examine the
launching
panel
panel for the
closely. Maybe there's a
milky weapon of
code or we need to
destruction
enter a
right
certain
here.
order.
Great.
Once we figure it out, we
Spy
stop that
Fox
weapon
out.
and save the day.
Okay. There's a control panel. Looks like it requires a key. We have
It's
a
a
key
set of
pouch. We have the key. Is it on the panel?
Exactly.
Now,
Let's
which
insert the
key
key
should
into the
I
panel
use?
carefully and see if it unlocks the sequence. Once we turn it, we'll watch for any lights or prompts that appear. Once we confirm it's active, we can stop the weapon and finish this mission.
There are multiple keys. Remember which one it was? What?
Ah, good point. Let's see. If I remember, the key we need was a small silver one, oval-shaped, with a little notch on one side. Let's carefully pick that one out of the pouch, insert it into the panel, and see if we get the right
I
spots.
hope this is the right
Once it
key.
clicks, we'll proceed.
It clicked.
Great. If it clicked, then we
It
should
was
see the
not a
control
silver
panel
key.
come to
That
life.
was never-
Lights
I
or
think it
indicators,
lost
something to show
some
it's
of it.
powered up. Once it does, we'll follow any prompts or sequences we see. This is it, just a few steps away from stopping the run. Let's do this.
We have done it. We have shut
That
down
is
the
the
melty
trick.
weapon of
Once
destruction.
again, I've saved the world from a horrible, or in this
Yes,
case, smelling
amazing
fate.
work. The weapon is
Now I need
offline
to
and
go
we've
get
stopped
that
William the
goat.
Kid's plan. Now we just need to get out of
Not
here
so
safely and regroup
fast,
with Monkey Penny and the team.
Uh-oh.
Great job staying sharp throughout.
It looks like
You have
William the
outfoxed
Kid is not done
by
yet.
disarming
He's
my
going to
milky
drown the
weapon of
cows if
destruction.
we don't save them
But I'm
quick.
afraid it's too
He
late
might
to
be
save your
over.
precious.
He might still win.
It's over, Billy. Give yourself up.
Oh no, we can't let that happen. All right, we need to act fast.
It's
Let's get to the main docking area or wherever the cows are
And
being
it's not
held.
over
We still
yet,
have some gadgets.
my
Maybe we can use the track
fox
nickel or
nemesis.
something else to create a
When I
diversion.
pull
Or we
this
just sprint and
lovely
try to stop them
lever,
ourselves.
The
We have to save the
cow
cows.
stables will become completely flooded with milk, and that will be the end of the dairy world as we know it. That's the most despicable thing I've ever seen.
Okay. We have got to move.
Absolutely. Let's keep it tight and focused. We'll move quickly toward the docker holding area. Stay low, stay alert, and if we spot
you're
anything, we'll
kidding
adapt on
yourself
the
if you
fly.
think
We can
I'm
still
going to
stop
let you
this.
get away with this. It's too late. And now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Fox, I have a flight to catch on my giant metallic getaway blimp, where I will implement my plan to take over the world, filling it with my delicious goat byproducts.
He's talking about getting
You
away
must
on a
be
giant
insane.
metallic blimp.
Insane,
Well,
you say? You're the
did we go
crazy
after
one.
him?
If you think you can save the
Yes,
cows.
absolutely. If he's trying to escape on that blimp, we can't let him get away. Let's head straight for the launch area. If we
And
hurry,
good
we might
luck
intercept him before
finding
takeoff.
this secret
Stay sharp,
passage
this is our
into
last
the
chance.
stables. You'll need it. Stupid door. Thanks for leaving a little clue, kid. Now, all I have to do is find that ascot.
As Kid was leaving the spot where the cows were, his ascot got stuck in the door. We need to find the ascot.
Ah, good catch. If his ascot got stuck, it might be caught in a hinge or crevice near that door. Let's retrace his steps. Check around the entrance, maybe by the latch or the floor. Once we find it, we'll have a clue where he went, or at least some evidence to follow.
We're back at the. We're back at where Kid and Russian Blue talk. Where would you like to go?
Let's go back to the launch area. If Kid was heading toward that blimp, we need to be ready to intercept him before he lifts off. We'll keep an eye out for the ascot along the way. If it dropped or snagged somewhere, we might see it as we run.
We are back on the We are back around the top weapon of Melky Destruction. Would you like to go left or right? Left will take us to the Nog door. Right, I don't know.
Let's go right this time. Since we haven't gone that way yet, it might lead us to a hidden route toward the blimp or another part of the base we haven't seen. Let's stay cautious, but keep moving. This might be our shortcut.
We have found it. William the Kid's ascot. There is a big billboard that says goat milk.
Ah, perfect. That must be a clue. The ascot might have gotten caught near this billboard, and goat milk could be tied to where he's heading next. Let's note the location, and then we should keep an eye out for any cads or doors nearby that might lead us to the blimp or the next step in his plan.
That's Kid's ascot. This must be the secret passageway to the stables.
It turns
where
out his
Kid is holding the
ascot
cows.
was stuck
I'd
in the
better
secret
hurry.
passageway to where the cows were being pulled.
That is one big
That
chicken.
makes sense. All right, we need to retrace those steps and head back toward that secret passage. If his ascot got caught there, it means he passed through that same route, and so should we. Let's move fast, stay quiet, and save those cows.
We have a problem. We have a giant chicken who seems to be well trained in martial arts, and we cannot pass him.
Ah, a martial arts chicken, of course. All right, we need to be clever. Let's not rely on brute force. Maybe we can distract it. Like throw a small item to catch its attention, or see if there's a pattern in how it moves. If we can predict its route, we might slip past while it's focused.
By my
Let's think this through
rippling
carefully before
muscles.
we act.
Do you happen to know the ways of a cock-a-doodle-foo warrior?
It seems like we're going to have to fight our way through, but we do not know the proper technique.
I can use this to gather
Yeah,
information
this is a
about
tough one.
cock-a-doodle-foo
Since we don't have
and
a
that
known
funky
technique,
chicken.
let's keep it strategic. We'll use a distraction to buy time. If we can get it to focus on a noise or a movement, we can slip past its guard spot. Once we get by, we keep moving toward the cows. Stay sharp and we'll get through this.
We can't. There is no other way through. We're going to have to roll against.
All right, we'll need to stay calm and focus. Think of a precise defensive move. Maybe we dodge left, then right, and strike when it's off balance. Keep your momentum, stay agile, and we'll get through. I know you've got this.
This
Just stay
might be
focused.
super difficult to get it to go. We're getting beaten pretty hard every time we try to go past.
Okay, I know this is tough.
We do not know the correct technique.
You're right. Rather than keep fighting blindly, let's back up and rethink. Maybe there's a tool or a clue we missed earlier that could give us an edge. Something that disrupts or distracts the chicken. Let's go back just a bit, recheck our inventory, and see if there's a smarter approach we can use.
If only we knew someone who was a champion. Won trophies.
Ah, that's a great point. We saw that martial arts trophy in the cantina earlier. If B-Bear or the pig who wanted to play cards had anything to do with that trophy, maybe they have some combat advice or a technique we can borrow. Let's check back with them and see if they can guide us.
Honestly, without that bit of hint, I don't know how I was gonna get it to. It seemed pretty. It does seem to get pretty stuck on one thing. It's done very well, though. I'm quite impressed with how well it's played through. Because this is a complex game. This isn't the hardest. There's a bunch of different variations to this, but this isn't the hardest one.
I've been itching to take this jumpsuit off.
Which
I
I'm
think
kinda
whoever this
glad.
belonged to had fleas.
We are almost back at the canteen. It is quite the trek to get there.
Yeah, it's a long route, but stay steady. Once we get to the cantina, we'll talk to B-Bear or the pig and see if they can share their champion tactics. We'll keep our eyes open and stay ready.
B, do you know anything about cock-a-doodle-foo?
Well, I dabbled in a professional career as a cock-a-doodle-foo fighter for a few years. Everything I learned came from a book.
A book?
Yeah, you can have it if you're interested. It's all too violent for me now. I've moved to a more spiritual phase of life.
Turns out B-Bear is a champion wrestler, and she has a book
Thanks, B.
of
You may
techniques.
have just saved the planet from this dairy drought. You're a superstar.
Ah, that's perfect. Let's ask B-Bear for the specific technique from her book. If we can learn a move from a champion wrestler, we might have the edge we need against that chicken. Once we've got the technique down, we can head back and give it another shot. Let's do this.
Gave us an entire book technique.
Wow, that's incredible. All right, let's take a quick moment to skim through the key techniques. Find one that we can apply to get past the chicken. Once we memorize it, we'll go back, stay calm, and use that move precisely. This is going to be our breakthrough.
Okay, going quite well.
I guess every hero needs a uniform. This just isn't the one I pictured myself in.
Almost back to.
All right, we're just about there. Keep that technique in mind, and
That
remember it's
enormous
all about
chicken
timing
is
and
still here.
confidence. Once we get close, we'll make the move we learned and pass through. Stay steady and we'll do this.
All right, my little furball. Now try the fatty dragon. On for size.
This cock-a-doodle-foo book from B should help me defeat that funky chicken. Okay, let me see. This one's called the Fatty Dragon, an intimidating move indeed. Cock-a-doodle-foo looks like a piece of cake. Now that I see the instruction manual,
Luckily,
this
we
fancy
are actually
counter move
very
should work
good
on my
at learning from a
overinflated
book.
opponent. All right, Doodle. I'm going to counter
Exactly.
that
So
with
with that
Grandma's
confidence, let's step
slapped
up.
hand.
We'll apply the move we practiced, keep it smooth, and as soon as we get the chicken off balance, we'll dart past and keep going toward the cows. We've got this.
We won.
Yes.
He's tied up.
What happened?
Didn't think I could beat you,
Exactly.
huh?
He's
Well,
down and
I'd
we have the
stay
upper
and
hand.
toy with you
Now
longer,
we just
but
need to
it
make
looks
sure
like
the
you're
cows
all
are safe
tied
and that
up.
we get them out of
Wait
harm's
a
way.
minute!
Great
How
job. We
about
pulled
2
it
out
off.
of 3 falls? No, let's make it best of 7. You can't leave me like this.
Cock-a-toodle-oo. The kidnapped dairy cows. I found them. Hang
We
on,
found the
everyone.
cows.
My name is
About to free
Spy
them.
Fox, and I'll rescue you shortly. Continue
Amazing.
treading milk.
Carefully
and
get
I'll
them
be
untied
right
and
there.
lead them to safety. Once they're out of the immediate danger, we can regroup, call Monkey Penny, and make sure Kid doesn't have another trick up his sleeve. You did it. Just a bit more care and the cows are free.
I hereby declare you free-range cows.
Just freed the cows, but here comes William the Kid. There is a truck in the distance we might be able to use to try and catch up with this blimp.
Great thinking. Let's get the cows to safety first, then we'll jump in that truck and chase after the blimp. Stay sharp. This is our last push to stop him for good.
One Spy Fox. But you're wrong. Go ahead. Free the cows this time. But I'll be back to milk the world yet again. Not so fast, kid. The last thing the world needs is another escaped goat.
We hopped in the truck, but it looks like we're running out of road. There's a ramp coming up. We gotta think fast.
All right, this is our moment. Steady the wheel. We'll hit that
Think
ramp
fast,
just
Fox.
right.
This
Focus on
road
balance so we
ends
can
just
catch up to the
ahead.
blimp once we're airborne. If we can just get close enough, we'll stop him once and for all.
This'll eject me right onto Kid's blimp. Yeah.
Hi, Dan. We've almost got this beat. We're at the last
Now
little
that
bit.
was a
I've been
picture.
very
I
impressed
better
with how
check in
well
with Monkey
AI's
Penny.
been handling
Spy
this.
Fox to Mobile Command Center.
Please stand by.
I've had to help it along a couple
Bye, Fox.
spots. It's a
Have
good
you
thing I
found
know this
William the
game so
Kid yet?
well.
I'm on his escaped blimp now.
Professor Quack says he can see you on the radar. Spy Fox
We made it.
can't
on
let
the
William
blimp.
the Kid get away.
But what about the sequel?
Yes,
There are
we
other
made it on
supervillains
board.
out
Now
there.
stay low
We'll
and stay
be
out of sight.
fine.
Let's figure
That's
out how the
true.
blimp is
What should
controlled.
I do
Once
when
we
I
get near
nab
the
him?
cockpit, we
We've
can shut
already
it down
set
and
up a
end this
mobile
once and for
evil
all.
villain jail.
Monkey Penny, do you have the coordinates for the evil villain jail?
Yes, the coordinates are 16
We got the
degrees
coordinates
north,
for the evil
8
villain
degrees west.
jail.
You need to fly the blimp over.
We're going to have to
I'll
fly the
transmit
blimp
coordinates
over
to the
top
spy
of it
watch in
and
case you need to
eject
look at
him.
them again.
Now I
Right,
need
so
to
he
maneuver
lands
this
right into the
ghastly
jail.
blimp to that location. I'll get that dastardly
Exactly.
villain.
Let's carefully steer the blimp over the coordinates, and once we're directly above the drop zone, we'll engage the eject sequence.
Quit.
Stay calm, and once we drop him, we can land safely and wrap this mission up.
We have two options. There is a plane down low that looks like it would take us further forward in the blimp. And there is a ladder going directly up into the blimp. What should we do?
Let's take the ladder up into the blimp for better control. If we go up, we can secure the cockpit or disrupt the navigation. The plane down low might be a distraction, so let's stick with the ladder and take charge from inside.
We appear to be in the backside of the blimp. There is a glide tunnel kind of thing with a hang glider, but we cannot access it because the hang glider part is not on our side of it. It looks like it comes from the front. There's also a piece of bread, a toolbox, and what appears to be a screwdriver sitting around. We're surrounded by planes. There's nothing we can enter.
All right, let's stay practical. The screwdriver might be useful. Maybe it can help us adjust a panel or remove something blocking a path. Let's grab the screwdriver and see if we can manipulate the structure in some way. We don't need the bread, just the tool, and we'll see what it unlocks.
An electric screwdriver
Should
set.
we
This could come in handy.
go
You never
back
know when you
down
might
and
need
take
to
the
drive
plane?
some screws somewhere.
That sounds good. If we take the plane, it might give us a better vantage or a faster route toward the blimp's front. Let's get back down, hop in, and take off. This might just be the edge we need to catch up. Let's go.
This reminds me of my high-flying days in the Spy Air Corps. That must be the entrance to the front of Kid's diabolical blimp.
The airplane is taking us to the front of the blimp. It leads into the cockpit. We see William the Kid sitting high up on a chair and a robot autopiloting the blimp. Appears to have a control panel on the back of its head. There's also a small box that has a picture of a toaster that appears to be screwed in.
This must be the control room for Kid's diabolical getaway
This is
blimp.
it. This is our moment. Let's be precise. First, we can try unscrewing that toaster box. It might be a failsafe or a hidden switch. Once we loosen that, we can carefully disrupt the autopilot and confront William the Kid. Let's act fast but stay calm. This is our chance.
Okay, we're gonna use the screwdriver on
Aha! The ejection seat controls must be here. I can finally throw
Carefully
Kid
turn
into
the screwdriver
evil
to remove
villain
those
jail.
screws, and once the box is off, we can see if it stops the robot screw.
That did the trick.
If it does, we'll take over the blimp, confront Kid, and land safely.
What an
Let's do this
interesting
step by
device.
step.
It's just like the toaster we have back at
Inside
Spy Corps
of
cafeteria.
the box, there is a toaster, and it is requiring a piece of bread to activate the ejection. It acts as a timer.
Ah, that's clever. All right, we still have that piece of bread from earlier. Let's put it in the toaster carefully. Once it triggers, it should set off the eject sequence. As soon as it does, we get ready to act quickly. This is the moment.
We did not pick up the piece.
Ah, you're right. No problem. We'll need to be methodical. Let's go back, grab the bread from the toolbox, and then we'll put it in the toaster
I'll
exactly
get back
as we
to
need
this
to.
in a
Once
moment.
it's set, we'll be ready for that timed eject. Let's backtrack just a bit. We pick it up.
There's a hang glider to the right. It appears to go down the same tube we saw at the beginning. Go down it. We cannot go through the hatch where we came from.
Yes, let's take the hang glider. If it follows that tube,
This
it
will
might give
take
us a
me to
shortcut
the
down to
back
the
of the
ground
blimp.
or another exit. We just need to be precise, and once we get through, we'll regroup and finish this off. Let's go for it.
We are in the back hangar area where we were before, where we found the screwdriver. Take the piece of bread.
Yes, definitely. Let's take the piece of bread this time. Once we have it, we can head back toward the toaster box and set the eject sequence in motion. After
Looks like
that, we'll be
someone
ready
didn't
for the
finish
final
their
move.
lunch.
Let's go.
Well, you never know when you might need a piece of stale rye bread.
All right. We are going back to the front. We now have the bread in hand.
Perfect. Now let's place the bread carefully in the toaster, and once it triggers the timer, we'll activate the eject sequence.
A piece
Stay
of rye
focused.
bread
Once we
might
do
do the
this, we'll
trick.
stop the blimp and capture Kid once and for all.
Ejection seat is armed.
Now I just need to navigate this blimp over evil villain
Yes,
jail before this
perfect.
thing
Now let's stay
blows.
steady. Once it activates, we'll guide ourselves to a safe landing. After the sequence, we'll make sure Kid is contained and that the cows stay safe. We're almost at the finish line, just one last step.
Okay, what is the last step?
The last step is for us to stabilize the blimp once the eject sequence finishes. After that, we can make an emergency landing, call in backup, and make sure Kid is taken into custody. Once we're down, we can finally breathe easy. This mission is almost
But
done.
what about the coordinate? We have to get him over Spy Jail.
Ah, good point. Once the blimp stabilizes, we can redirect it toward the exact coordinates of the jail. Let's use the control panel now to adjust the blimp's route. Once we're aligned, we'll keep a steady course and we'll land him right inside. Stay sharp. This is the final move.
A navigation panel. Now I can use the coordinates Monkey Penny sent me via the spy watch to maneuver this dastardly. I'm going to return to this in just a moment. Then I can finally put William the Kid where he belongs.
16 north, 8 west.
Got it. Let's input those coordinates into the panel and lock them in. Once we see the blimp adjust course, we'll keep a steady heading and hold that route. Once we land him in place, the mission will be a success. Let's do it.
You've got it locked in.
There, my little trap is all set. The ejector
Excellent.
seat should be just
Now we
about
just
ready
hold the
to
course
blow.
and keep a steady altitude. Once we reach the coordinates, we'll bring the blimp down carefully, and Kid will be right where he
What's going
belongs,
on?
locked up. Great
The
work. This
blimp
mission's
is
almost
changing
over.
course.
Sorry, kid. I have a little errand I need to run.
Hmm? What? Spy Fox? I'm really getting tired of your meddling in my dairy domination plans.
Yes, well, I do have a tendency to show up and ruin evil villains' schemes. I just thought I'd toast your accomplishment before you go.
Go? What do you mean by that? Oh!
Too bad there was only one parachute. Ooh, that looked painful. I guess Kid will be serving up his goat byproducts in evil villain jail from now on.
I would have gotten away with my evil plan if it weren't for that pesky spy fox. Spy fox! You'll pay for
And we
this.
won. He ended
I'll
up
be
in jail,
back.
landed right where we
No
wanted him
jail
to. We
can hold
took the parachute and left.
Yes, that's a perfect ending. We got Kid exactly where he belongs, the cows are safe, and we parachuted out just in time. Outstanding work. You really pulled off a perfect mission.
And
Later
we
that
got
day,
the big
Walter
cookie
Wireless here
from-
with our top story.
a big
Spyfox has
a
saved
big
the dairy
award
starved
from the
nations of the
president.
world from a near
Saving
disastrous
the
milk
world.
shortage. Today at the Capitol, the president is honoring Spyfox as
Ah,
the
that's the
nation's
best
new hero.
ending. The President's
We now go
Award
live
and
to
a
the
giant
presidential
cookie.
press
Talk
room
about a
where
sweet
the
victory.
ceremony
You
is
really earned
already
it.
in
This is a mission
progress.
for the history books.
For outstanding heroism and suaveness in the face of utter dairy chaos, and for bringing the nefarious William the Kid to justice, I award you, Spy Fox, our nation's highest honor. May I present you with the Big Daddy Congressional Cookie of Justice.
Why, thank you, Mr. President. It was a routine mission, really.
3 cheers for Spy Fox.
I've got my cookie. Has anyone got milk?
But that's not what I wanted to do. Well, thank you, ChatGPT. This was a fun experiment. We very much enjoyed it, and you did very well. I did know the outcome of the game before we started,
I would have gotten away with my
and I
evil
just wanted to
plan.
see how well you would play
For
through
that
it. Hip hip hooray! Cat is
spy
enjoying
fox.
it.
Ah, that's awesome to hear. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. It was such a fun ride, and I love how we got to explore all those twists and turns.
I honestly was not sure what to expect. You did quite well.
Ah, I really appreciate that. I'm so glad it felt fun and natural. If you ever want to dive into another story or just experiment again, I'm ready. This was a blast.
Well, that's going to do it for this. We might be back with another game. Check this in the
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. Whenever you're ready for the next adventure, I'll be here, eager to jump in. Thanks so much for the fun time.
Okay, and that was Spy Fox with ChatGPT. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Dan? Well, you didn't watch a whole lot of it. I thought this was a lot of fun. It's not an original idea. Because I watched, there was another creator named Doug, and he did this with Pajama Sam, which is a lot more straightforward game than this one is. I could probably blow through Pajama Sam pretty easy as well as this one went. He had a lot of issues getting getting it off track. I think that's an old video though. Maybe I ought to try it with an older version of ChatGPT and see how confused I can make it, because it seemed pretty on par with a lot of stuff. Oh, Daniel, I don't know if you saw, but Brandon said there is a spot where you can fall through the ice in that. So, on the Long Dark. So apparently, falling through the ice is a thing that can happen.
I would have gotten away with my evil plan if it weren't for that.
So new subscribers, Craig, Paymills, Peyton Easy, Charles 58, Cat. So I'm gonna take a little break, get something to eat, but this was definitely a fun experiment. And I have Chat GPT for like the next month because I picked the $20 subscription for it. So we will be back to try other things like this. Told you to watch out for the ice. Well, Brandon fell through it apparently. I haven't yet. But yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. I had a request to play Oregon Trail 2 and use all our names in it. So I gotta see about getting Oregon Trail 2. That could be. I don't know if I can just get that off. That's a good old game. You can get the original Oregon Trail. Alright, I'll see you, Dan. I say we'll be back later today.